Welcome to Nova's Tarot Corner, everyone. I'm Gianna, and I play Nova Grimry in our stream Twitch Slays D&D.
And I'm Ciara. I'm one of the producers of Twitch Slays D&D.
And although Nova is a master tarot card reader, we both are not. We are here for the fun and education, and we're here to learn together and do readings and just vibe, you know?
Yeah. So we started this series as a way not only for us to kind of learn and grow together as tarot card readers, but to also learn along with you guys. So every week we go over a specific suit or part of the tarot deck. We kind of talk through each card and their meanings, and then in between all of that, we do readings for you in the audience.
Yeah. And if you want a reading, put your name in the chat or say what kind of reading you want. There are 4 different categories, I believe.
Yes. General, love, career, and finance.
Yes. So put what kind of reading you want in the chat. We will put you on a list, and we will be going in that order. And we will have, I believe, the list on the screen, the top 3.
Yeah, we'll go on a first come, first served basis, and we'll let the person know, and then the next 2 who are on deck.
Yeah.
It should be up there.
Yeah. So, welcome. What a fun time. Let's get. I think that's everything.
Yeah, we're gonna go over pentacles today.
Yeah.
So we started with cups, and then we did wands, and now we're at pentacles.
And then next week will be at swords.
Yes, we will go over swords.
I mean, not next week. 2 weeks
from now.
2 weeks from today.
Every other Sunday.
Yes. Don't forget it.
And I can't say the word pentacles very well, so excuse me if I like stutter a lot. I don't know why, but that's just one of those words that my brain goes, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is gonna be a fun episode for me.
Yes, I love it. Hi, Ninja Queen, and hi, Kate Cat. I love you so much.
Thank you for the raid, Soft Anarchist.
Oh my gosh! Hi, Soft.
And
hi, Soft.
Thank you so much, MSFan93, for subscribing again. It's nice to see you back.
Hi, everyone. If you want a reading, just say so, and we'll put you down.
Yep, so make sure to just comment in the chat what kind of reading you want. We're doing 3 card readings, so that's past, present, future. And in between the readings, we're gonna go over, as I just mentioned, pentacles and all of what those cards mean.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just get started with the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, I guess we should mention what books we're referring to. So Gianna and I both have 2 different decks, and both of them came with their own kind of starter book. So I am referring to the Easy Tarot Handbook by Josephine Ellershaw. That's the one that came with my deck, which is the Golden Tarot deck.
And mine is the Guide to the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake, and that came with my beginner deck.
Yeah.
So.
And it's really fascinating because each of these books have different interpretations of cards, so it's really fun to go back and forth and kind of talk about how, you know, we interpret the cards, how other people interpret the cards, and how each card can have vastly different meanings depending on the context and who's doing the reading.
It's very interesting.
It's more of an art than a science, for sure.
Correct. Okay, so I think we have a few who want readings.
Right, okay.
Which is
We got
incredible.
a lot of messages right away, so I'm gonna catch up kind of quickly.
Okay. Perfect.
It looks like I saw Kate Cat once. All biz there. Jacqueline says career. I believe that one's the first one. Yeah. And then Ninja Queen and then Kit Kate.
Okay. Kate Cat wants another. I think Kate Cat comes here every week for another reading. Reading every week. I love it. True roommate, you know?
Hopefully they're seeing results.
I know, Caitlin, I hope. Are we gonna do, okay, so we're gonna do Jacqueline.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, let's do Jacqueline, then let's go over the Ace of Pentacles.
Okay.
And then let's go back to the list.
Okay, so reading first or Ace of Pentacles first?
Let's start off with a reading. Let's just go hog wild.
Reading. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So this is a career reading. Career reading.
Well, actually, while you're shuffling, why don't I go over the Ace of Pentacles?
Okay.
All right. So, as we talk about in every episode, the suit cards go from 1 to 10, with 1 being kind of the initiation or like the first beginnings, that tiny seed of potential, and then 10 being that like overarching, wholesome fulfillment, that end goal, that like ideal. And each suit kind of has their own emphasis. So cups usually deal with relationship, love, emotions, those kind of like heart, and it's also a water sign. It's always considered like the water element. And then wands are the fire element, and they deal with usually career or projects or like striving for a specific goal or success. And pentacles always tends to deal with finances. It usually deals with money. It can be inheritance, it can be wills, it can be households, it can be family as like a kind of a conceptual. So going from 1 to 10 is usually starting with 1 being material gains, like kind of the starting off, and then 10 being that like fulfillment of stability financially. So my book talks about the Ace of Pentacles representing prosperity and material gains, but only really at the beginning of a successful endeavor. So you're just starting off either in a career or a job that is going to fulfill you and like really help you grow and thrive. But you're just kind of at the beginning of it. It's something new, something fresh. It can also signify like starting at a new company. It can talk about documents specifically. It can be like an inheritance, a will. It can be company documents, could be diplomas. So like the Ace of Pentacles could be like you just graduated, so now you have this very like successful document. Marriage contracts, inheritance, wills, bank accounts, house deeds. Or it can be an important letter. So maybe if you're waiting for news, you're having like an important letter coming in the mail. Nice. So this one's I feel like a little bit more vague. This one requires kind of a bit more context to the question or like from the surrounding cards, but it's all very positive. It's all that like that starting on the brink of something new and exciting.
Mine says there's unlimited potential for unlimited success, and that no matter where it falls into reading, this card is positive. And now you just need to figure out how you are going to make the most out of the opportunities that are coming your way.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good card.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like if you've been waiting for something, it's on its way.
Perfect. Okay, so we have the reading.
Okay.
So the first card is in the past. So it's, again, everyone, past, present, and future. So the past position is the Magician, then the Two of Swords, and then the Page of Pentacles.
Ooh.
So the Magician.
A career reading?
A career reading.
Yes. Okay.
The Magician, if I recall correctly, is, if it's in the past position, the Magician is like, you have all of the things that you have, you have all of the things needed in order to succeed. You're kind of given, like the perfect, what's the word, like everything placed
you have like
in
a
front
package,
of you.
like all the potential that you need is already inside of you. You have all of the skills, all of the intelligence, all of the charisma, all of the whatever it may be. Like you have it contained within you, and now it's just time to get started.
And that is the past, baby. I mean, it's one of those cards that it's just like, it's very good.
Yeah.
Like it's a good card to have.
Very much like you are a self-contained person, you are independent, you are self-reliant. And if that's in the past, especially with career, that's like you have all the potential to have an amazing career. Now it's just time to like go and get that opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. The Two of Swords is interesting because I don't think I've had a lot of experience with this one.
We haven't gone over swords yet.
No, we haven't.
So we are, again, learning and growing together.
We are
sometimes we
learning,
have
everyone.
to check our book because we have...
I just want to make sure I'm not going to, like, say anything wrong, you know? The Two of Swords. Okay. So, okay. There's a decision that needs to be made.
Tends to happen in the two of, like, every suit.
Yeah.
The two represents that duality, that right or left, right or wrong.
That's right.
So very much like a choice has to be made.
Yes. So in my photo, on my card, it's a witch who's blindfolded and is throwing 2 knives at the dartboard. And the witch in the picture has a decision to make, but it is possible that she isn't going to make it in the most effective way. And it can be hard to make a decision. It can be really difficult. So maybe you have a decision that are like a tough choice to make at the moment. Maybe with like careers, like you don't know whether to take a job that's been presented to you, or stay at the place that you're currently working, or if there's 2 jobs presented, which job to go with. Since this is a career reading, I think it's kind of I think it's necessary to go down that path. But it literally says try flipping a coin.
Yeah, so it's interesting because my version of the card is actually very similar. It does have a woman with a blindfold over her and 2 swords. And mine says that the 2 swords symbolizes a stalemate. So you're kind of at a position where you feel like you need to make a decision, yet you can't make that decision. But it does mention that in my card, you can't see the woman's hands. So you can assume that she is free to remove that blindfold at any time, and she just hasn't yet. So it can be positive in that you think you're at the stalemate, you think you're stuck in this position, but you have all the power to open your eyes and make a wise and like well-educated choice. Maybe you're just afraid to, or maybe you're just unsure of yourself, and you don't need to be. So this card's really talking about like looking at the situation logically, really thinking through all your options, and then not being afraid to like forge ahead, because a decision has to be made. You can't stay here forever.
Yeah. Period. And then the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, I just messed up my cards. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. The page is usually like, we haven't gone over the court.
We have not gone over court cards yet,
Court
but
cards.
we have talked over a couple. Specifically, that the page can mean one of 2 things. It can either literally mean a child, like a person that you know that has a certain like personality type, or it can symbolize like news coming. So like the bearer of good or bad news.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I love that.
So if it is a literal child, maybe there's a young person in your life that you know, this person would be studious, academic, they enjoy studying and learning. They're a young person, but still like solid and hardworking, well-behaved, polite, self-disciplined, with love and respect for animals in the countryside. If it's news coming your way, which considering that it's in the future of a career reading is the more likely of the 2 options, it's saying that you will be receiving good news, bringing welcome changes to your life, and they will have potentially financial inclinations. So seems like in your future, this job is gonna make you lots of money.
Sis!
Good news is coming.
That's what we all want to hear.
Yeah, I would hope so, especially for a job.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm doing this work for free.
Yeah, mine says, have you been considering a new endeavor or beginning over again in a new career? Now might be the time to go for it. And that I have like little quotes that are in my book that like,
I love that your book has quotes, by the way, because that's super helpful.
Right?
Pneumatic devices.
Yeah, so there's a quote down on the bottom that says, I'm eager to see what the future holds. And then there's like another like italicized quote underneath the title of the card. And this one says, my path is wide open and I am prepared for new adventures. I feel like that's like kind of like an affirmation that you can say to yourself. Like, I say like affirmations every day where it's like, like I don't chase, I attract. And what simply comes to, what belongs to me will simply find me. Yeah. I say it every day because I'm like, I don't chase, I attract,
that's
baby.
Right.
Like anyway, so this one could be like, my path is wide open and I am prepared for new adventures, you know? Like just affirming yourself and like your openness to a new career.
Yeah, and it sounds like they are resonating with a lot of what was said. 2 separate career paths, very different paths in my life I could choose. This is accurate so far. And then broke where, I don't know her. Are we all at this point? Honestly, it's been hard.
Yeah. Ooh.
But good news is coming. So again, all of these really connect really well because number 1, past is the magician. You have everything within you need. You have all the potential, all the skills, all the intellect, all the confidence you need. Right now, you feel like you're at a stalemate. You feel like you have a choice to make, but if you look to your past, you are that magician. You have everything you need to make this choice, and you just have to be logical about it. Don't go in blindfolded. You have your hands free. Take that blindfold off, think it through, and then make a confident decision, and it's going to lead to good news of money.
I love it. Love it. I love it. That was your reading, Jacqueline. I hope you liked it.
Yeah, I hope that
hopefully
helps.
it resonates, and yeah.
Even if it doesn't.
Even if it doesn't, take what resonates, leave what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's on tarot talk. I learned
like
my
we
tarot
heard
stuff
that.
from TikTok.
We heard that somewhere else, and we've just like constantly repeated it until it's just ours now.
Correct. This is factual. I'm so happy. Okay, been very helpful.
I'm
She
glad.
says.
Very glad.
Thank you for joining, and I'm so glad this was helpful for you. All right.
So I went over Ace of Pentacles.
Yes, we did.
I'm gonna shuffle my cards if you kind of want to go over Two of Pentacles.
Okay.
And next up is Ninja Queen.
Ninja Queen. Okay.
Ninja Queen, can you remind me what kind of reading you are looking for?
Oh, let me look.
Like way back in the chat.
I think general. General.
Okay.
Yes. Ninja Queen general, because all the boops. I love it. Okay. The Two of Pentacles is, let's read it. Life is a balancing act. And we were just talking about how the twos
In
of
every
the
suit,
cards
yeah.
are kind of like that balancing act, that like duality, like you said. And my quote for this one is, life is a balancing act. And then the italicized quote is, work and play, striving and resting, all things have their time and place. So we all try to live a balanced life, but let's face it, few of us succeed. Call me out, why don't you? Like the witch on the card, we do our best to keep everything in sync, but life is full of unexpected challenges, and as soon as we think we've got it all together, something new is thrown into the mix, and we are back to trying to find an even footing. So the Two of Pentacles, this shows up to remind us that we need to focus a little more attention on balance. Are you working too much and playing too little? Are you playing too much and not working enough? Again, it's that balance of, is it money that's Pentacles?
It can be money, it can be work, finances, documents, marriages, home, inheritances, wills. It's kind of like a big mixed bag of like that concept of stability in a lot of different ways.
Let's go, Pentacles.
Just think about like the earth element and how it's like grounding and material, but important and like solid. And
that's very true.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it also says, is all of your focus on one area of your life to the detriment of others? Or to the detriment of the others?
This card wants to be heard. Popped up.
Oh my god!
That's your past. All right.
A Ninja Queen, we already have a popped out card. Maybe this card is an indication that you're worrying too much about getting everything right all the time, which that's tea. If that sounds like you, perhaps the Two of Pentacles has shown up to remind you to cut yourself a little slack, and no one gets it right all the time, and that's okay. So I think there could be double meanings with this card. It could either be like, hey, balance out your life, because if you don't, there will be consequences. You know what I mean? And even if not that, it could be like, are you worrying a lot? And if that's true, take a step back, try to see things clearly, and balance out your life in that part of your life. Try to come to a balancing act, I guess.
Yeah, I always think of it as just like work-play balance. It's pretty simple in that regard, and there's so many permutations of that, but it's basically like, are you working more than you're enjoying and having, hobbies or doing things that you like? Maybe look back on that and kind of like for your own mental health, just make sure that you're not working too hard or you're not playing too hard.
Yeah.
Both are important in their own way, but it's not going to work out for you until you find a way to like put both in their place and find a balance between the two.
Yeah.
All right, so I have the 3 cards for Ninja Queen general reading. The first one is the 5 of Cups, which we talked about on our first episode. And this card, as you can see in the picture, if we could just switch over to my handy dandy camera.
Sorry, not this one. I'm like,
there we go.
it.
All right.
Okay.
So the 5 of Cups is about. It's kind of about grieving, but it's also about realizing that there's other things. So in the picture, the man or woman, depending on how you see it, is kind of grieving over these 3 spilled cups, but there's 2 unspilled cups behind him or her. And it's all about like, it's okay to take your time to mourn. Maybe there was something that was lost in the past. Maybe there was something like an opportunity not taken that you still regret. It's about a lot of like regrets and sadness and grieving, but there are other things still waiting for you, or there are other things behind you, and don't let the grief and the sadness and the loss make you blind to those beautiful, wonderful things that you still have. It's about, and it's not saying that you aren't allowed to grieve, because obviously everyone needs to grieve, everyone feels sad for things that are lost, but just make sure that you're not letting it absorb you, and make sure that you're taking a look around and still being happy for the things that you do have. So that was your past.
Yeah, mine, I pulled this card in stream for Cal, and I literally remember every single card I pull for in D&D. Every time I'm like, I pulled this one for Cal, I pulled that one for Blackston. Like, I don't know why, it's just, I have like a connection with it now. But yeah, this one's like, again, are you so focused on the negative that you can't see the positive? Like, it's kind of like tunnel vision. Has that happened in the past where you were so negative, or you were thinking, or something was happening very negatively, but there was a lot of goodness and positivity behind you that you couldn't see? And yeah, bad things happen. And it's literally what it says. Let's face it, in life, bad things happen. It's just about maybe trying to break out of the sole focus on that and break out and kind of see what's around you. Because you got three spilled cups, but you've got a whole party behind you, sis. You know?
you got people there for you. You've got your other accomplishments, you've got your other successes, you've got friends and family, and whatever that thing that you're mourning, you have so much left in your life, and like, just don't forget that. Like, it's okay to be sad for the moment, but like, let's keep moving forward and let's keep working towards that happy full 10 cups.
Yeah. Love that.
So
Okay.
that was in the past. So, you know, we're working past that, and now we're at the Chariot. The Chariot, I try to remember the Chariot card as like the self-discipline card. The Chariot literally shows, you know, a vehicle. So in some cases it can literally mean travel is coming soon. Maybe you have a big trip coming up. But I feel like more often than not, it means you are on a path in life, and that Chariot, unfortunately, it's not a car, it doesn't have an engine. The Chariot is pulled by something, and that something is you. So you don't move down the road in your life unless you make yourself go. The Chariot can mean self-discipline, in that maybe you've been doing really good on your self-discipline lately, or it can mean you're kind of at a stalemate, you're kind of stuck in the middle of the road, and you're not sure why. But it just kind of reminds you, like, you don't go until you go. So make sure that you are checking yourself, make sure that you are keep holding yourself accountable, because you have all the power to keep walking and keep going, and, you know, to drive that bus forward in your whatever your path of life may be. But you just have to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable and you're letting yourself go. Don't stop yourself out of fear or anxiety or whatever other negative emotion may be holding you fast. And then, go ahead.
This reading is for
Ninja Queen.
Just FYI.
Yes. Okay. General reading for Ninja Queen.
The Chariot, in mine it says, like, it's the witch on like a little motorbike.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like what was that, like the TNT commercials?
Yeah.
Where she had like the cute 50s dress, and then they decided that they wanted to do a brand name change, so then they're like, oh, she's badass now.
Yeah.
Like a fucking motorcycle that was hot pink. I was just like, corporate branding is whatever, but like, yeah, you go, girl.
Yeah. I love it so much. And basically she's like deciding this way or that way, like which way do I want to go. So it could be like, again, like, you power your own vehicle, like you are in charge, you take action. Mine is more so focused on like what path are you going to take, and it doesn't matter which direction you pick, as long as you pick one and get moving, because like these opportunities and these paths are fleeting, and like it's better to just go for it than be stuck in a limbo and not take that risk, because life's too short, you know? So yeah, that's what mine says. And then what's the next card, the future card?
So we have the Page of Swords. What we were just talking about was that the Page of Swords could literally mean a child or a young person that you know in your life, or it could mean news. Swords typically tend to deal with logic and like cutting through bullshit, which can be both positive and negative in that sometimes cutting through bullshit to the truth can be hurtful, but it is also healing, I think, in the long run, because, you know, hiding or sugarcoating things or lying are only going to hurt you more rather than confronting the truth. So swords in general kind of have that bittersweet, like, you're no bullshit, no nonsense, all about truth, but are also kind of sometimes disappointing. So a child who is the Page of Swords, if you know a person, literally, would be quick-minded, cool, deep, maybe secretive, analytical, like a very logic-heavy child. Appears like stoic or solemn, maybe not quite so outward about their emotions, maybe more held back. Injustice on any level angers them. This is the kind of kid that like was taught like what right and wrong are, and they see it in only black and white. And if anything at all, even the littlest bit of injustice is had, they get upset by it because they see the kind of the world in black and white only. If it means news, it can represent delayed news. So like maybe you're really excited and waiting for some good news and it's just not coming as fast as you would like it, which sucks, but it doesn't necessarily mean that things aren't going to work out in the end. It's just that like maybe you're not getting the answers as quickly as you would like. It can also represent someone causing minor problems with petty gossip. So that's just a good warning to look out for, is like don't let other people's petty gossip or their pettiness weigh you down. You are above all that. You can, as the sword, you can cut through the bullshit. So just make sure that you're not getting caught up in the vines of the jungle of gossip. That you're making sure that you're staying sharp and logical and keeping your emotions separate and just staying above it all.
I love that. Period.
Yeah.
Mine for the Page of Swords is kind of along the same page.
Okay.
My quote says, impulsive or intuitive, you decide. And I love that. I just think like on my card, it's like the Page of Swords like literally standing there with like the sword up and is like ready to like cut through that bullshit and just like not knowing where they're going, but they're gonna get to where they want to be. And it's the Page of Swords indicates a mixture of enthusiasm and uncertainty, coupled with determination to pursue the journey to its end, no matter where it leads. Just be sure that you aren't following just an idea, just because it appeals to you on an intellectual rather than emotional level. So definitely, yeah, like in your future, you know, you might have a place where you know you don't know where you're going, but you are gonna get there because you can cut through that bullshit and you have enthusiasm. And yeah, that's pretty much that one.
Okay, so that was Ninja Queens. Kit Kat, you are on standby for next with a career reading. I think we'll go over a couple more Pentacle cards though in the meantime.
Yeah.
So that means that we were on the Three of Pentacles.
The Three of Pentacles. Mm-hmm. Do I want to get a Three of Pentacles out, or do we just want to like...
Let's just talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, we'll just go through
Let's do it. The Three of Pentacles. Okay. Oh my gosh, I keep skipping it. Hello. All right, we got it. Ooh, interesting. So the Three of Pentacles. Who's doing Kit Kat's reading? Me or you?
You.
Okay.
I did this one.
Perfect.
We'll just go back and forth.
All right. The Three of Pentacles. My quote is, working together we can create something wonderful. Many hands make light work as long as you share a common purpose and vision and everyone plays nice. On my card, there are three witches who are coming together to create something even greater than they could make on their own. And it can be hard to work with others, but the rewards are worth the trouble of trying to make differing viewpoints mesh. So it's basically just like, this is kind of like a teamwork card. Mm-hmm. You know, in order for things to be accomplished and to succeed, you kind of have to work together and come and compromise and it could be difficult, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. And it says, after all, they don't say two heads are better than one for nothing. If you're involved in a project with others, or trying to deal with family issues, for instance, try to see where everyone else involved is coming from and keep an open mind. Just because someone doesn't think just like you do doesn't make their ideals any less valid or useful. After all, it takes many, I love this. After all, it takes many instruments to make an orchestra, but oh, how beautiful the music.
Oh, I love that.
That's amazing. I love how that.
I've always loved the phrase, like, more than the sum of their parts, because I think that there's something so inherently beautiful about the concept of, like, sure, me and you and one more person equals 4, but, like, when we're working together, we can be greater than 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that, it takes many instruments to be an orchestra.
Yeah.
You gotta remember that. And
it's true.
And mine also kind of has something along the similar vein. It talks about success is beginning to show. So, like, when we were talking about the progression of 1 to 10 in the Pentacles, so if 1 is like that new career, that new financial endeavor, that new whatever, and then now we're working down the way, 3 is like that first kind of plateau of, like, you're a little into it now, it's not so fresh, you've been working at it, and now your success is starting to show. Like, those first goals are being met, that first recognition is being had. You can start feeling a sense of accomplishment because you've been working at it enough time now that you're starting to get traction. And it's a great sign because that shows that, like, you've reached that first plateau and now you've got to, like, buckle down for the long haul because you're starting to see those first initial, like, positive reactions. You got to keep going to get bigger positive reactions. It can mean recognition for your work, which could mean financially, like, you're going to get paid more, maybe a promotion, or it can mean other people, like, verbally or, like, recognizing you for your work. Maybe you're getting compliments at work. Maybe people are starting to recognize your talents. And it also shows that this could be work that you enjoy or have a natural ability for, which is kind of like the jobs that you enjoy means that you'll never have to work a day in your life. That's another way that this card can be interpreted.
That's so true, though.
And yeah,
I love that.
All good things.
Wow. The 3 of Pentacles. I actually kind of love this card. Like, I really do. I really like it. And I think I've seen it before, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that they're working together. Because I think it's true. Like, you have to work together as a team with other people sometimes in order for things to work. Like, if you have, like, a lot of different people all in one room and they're not even willing to be open-minded, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you get a bunch of, like, people who are passionate about what they believe in, but they're also open-minded, you get somewhere.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Much faster than if you're trying to judge through, like, red tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And another thing that we can just talk about just for funsies would be, like, how 3 is such a powerful number. Like, in mythology, in magic, in society, 3 has always been seen as, literally 3 is a magic number. And I love that your card has the 3 witches on it, because it very much reminds me of, like, Hecate in Greek mythology, who's considered the goddess of magic, has always had this, like, 3 duality. It is maiden, mother, crone, young girl, maiden, mother, that maternal side, and then old woman full of wisdom. And you see 3 showing up in mythology everywhere. I mean, in Christian religion, you've got Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You've got, the 3 heads of Cerberus. You've got there's, like, 3s show up throughout every culture's mythology, magics, stories, religions. And so, like, even though it is considered, like, a lower number in tarot on the totem pole of 1 to 10, it still holds, like, a lot of spark because it's just...
I literally didn't even think about that.
No?
No, I've never thought... I always knew, like, 3 was, like, always a good number, but growing up, it's always like, oh, it's like 7. Like, 7 is, like, the angel number, like, the, like, heaven number, and then it's, like, 666 is, like, the, like, devil number, and it's that doesn't necessarily mean that. Because I've been looking up angel numbers recently because I've been seeing a lot of them, But I've been seeing like 111 or like 333 everywhere. It's crazy. And there's like different meanings for them.
I mean, if you want to go down to like the very base of like nature and physics in the world, the triangle, obviously a three-sided shape, is the strongest shape. Like if you're doing any kind of architecture, if you've ever taken like a physics class or an archaeology class, they always teach you the triangle is the strongest shape. That's why suspension bridges have, you know, the big triangular cables, because that's just the shape that holds the most weight. So even though other shapes have more sides and might have a higher numerical value, 3 has always been considered fucking strong.
That's crazy.
Like literally at the base of the world, like 3 is seen throughout nature, it's seen throughout a lot of different things. I wish I like could list more examples, but like those are the ones that are coming to my head right now.
No, but
3 is a magical number.
But like I literally grew up Catholic, and so it's like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I didn't even think.
Holy Trinity, yeah.
Oh my God, that's blowing me away. I'm literally shook for the rest of the night. Wow. Kate Kat. Let's do your reading,
All
sis.
right.
I believe it's a career reading.
Career reading.
Yeah.
Yes.
Triangles are powerful as hell.
Yes, they are.
Apparently, I didn't know this.
I just remember in like middle school, we had a computer like program game when we were doing architecture, and it had like an image of like an elephant, like a really bad clip art elephant. It showed an elephant standing on top of a square and like the sides caving in under the weight, and then it had an elephant like standing on top of a circle and how the circle like squished and then like popped, and then it was like the triangle, and like the triangle held the elephant's weight. And I don't know why, but that has always stuck in my head since like middle school.
Wait, that's so funny. You're like, that just stuck in my head.
Some things that are weird stick in my head. Yeah, 3, 6, and 9 are nice numbers. Exactly. Yeah. So 666 being literally like, you know, 3 of 6, and then 9. I think 9 is also considered like an angel number because it is 3 threes. So it's, you know, the square root of 3. It is like the ultimate.
Oh, that
magical,
makes sense.
holy number as well.
Interesting. Okay. Huh. You were doing architecture as children, Caitlin says.
It was like middle school. It was like middle school shop class. It wasn't like architecture. Like that wasn't the whole class. It wasn't an architecture class. It was like shop class. And I don't know. It was one of the days that we weren't in the workshop. We had like a computer program, I guess. Maybe it was a substitute teacher day. I don't know.
Funny. Oh my God, the sub teachers day. Those were the days. Magic Herb says, it's why D4s hurt so bad.
Yeah, D4s are worse than Legos. Don't step on them.
It's so true.
They are knives. They are knife points.
They will kill you.
Just.
Okay. So, Caitlin, career. Hi, how are we? The 9 of Cups in your past, the 4 of Cups in your present, and the 4 of Pentacles in your future. Wow, what a great segue for the 4 of Pentacles when we talk about your future card. We literally won't even have to go over the 4 of Pentacles. We can just talk about it at your future card. Perfect. The 9 of Cups, we talked about it two episodes ago.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
Yeah, but I think she's like at peace. She's like very content with where she's at in life. Let me double check that. In my card, it looks like she's just vibing.
Yeah, so when talking about cards that have like easy to remember archetypes, the 9 of Cups is known as the wish card. It's like whatever that thing that you're wishing for, you're getting it. This is also, it's known as like the pleasure card, not like necessarily physically, but could just be like mentally, like you're almost to 10, which again is like the full thesis,
the full like
ideal.
Yeah.
But it's like you are reveling in whatever it is that you want. You got it, you're reveling in it, you're having fun with it, it's all good.
Yeah. For this particular reading, the 9 of Cups, you probably manifested a job since it's career, and you got it, and you could say this is like something that you dreamt about and something that like you were really hoping for, and it finally came true, and like it's something that you should be, that you accomplished it, you know, like you really did out and freaking did that. And so you were very much like at a place of like, okay, I'm good, I've reached that place, I'm set, you know?
Right. It can also be because it's in your past and it's referring to wishes. It could also mean like in the past you had a very strong wish and that's what you're trying to make come fruition in the present. So maybe you imagined yourself at a place of pure pleasure and comfort, or you have like an ideal job, your like dream job. I guess like especially in the past of a career reading, that would mean like your wish is referring to your dream job, and you've very much focused on that, which has helped bring you to where you are in the present, you know, trying to strive for that thing, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Very true. You always put a different perspective, and that I wouldn't think about, and I just love that.
Again,
for
that's
us.
duality, the two.
I know. It's a duality.
Someone in the chat pointed out that we look like yin and yang because you're wearing white and I'm wearing black, and I was like, oh dang.
Well, wait.
That wasn't on purpose.
I love that.
I was originally trying to do a lighter color because I always tend to wear like dark colors on this show, and I'm like, oh, I have this like green and white dress, I'll wear that, and then it was like, oh, it's cold, gray cardigan.
Wait, Ciara, I have to be so honest with you. I was gonna say this earlier, and I forgot until right now when you point out your dress. I was gonna wear a dress that was literally almost identical to that.
Exact same?
Yeah, and I was like, I better not wear a dress on stream because like I'll get cold. So I ended up.
It is a little cold in the studio.
The heater is. I'm way too hot. If you want to move the heater over.
I'm good. You could actually turn it off if you want to.
Okay, sick. I'll turn it off just for now. You know.
Don't tip out of your chair though.
No, I'll try my.
There you go.
I got it, you guys. Okay. Let's make sure I get back on center. Let's hope I do that. Okay.
You look pretty good.
Oh, thank you so much.
I mean, you're also center, but you look pretty good.
Thanks, babe. Love that. Okay. So, to the future card, the present card, the Four of Cups. This one is, we also did already talk about. The Four of Cups is basically someone waiting for, like, has a bunch of like opportunities presented in front of them, and then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the next thing to come around because like there's something better. But the whole point of this card is like, don't wait around because like these things could just be gone like that, you know. And maybe just like right now your mentality is like, oh, I have things that are being presented to me coming my way, job opportunities, or
it could be like job applications.
Job applications,
like
perhaps.
Maybe you see a job application and you're thinking like, that's not exactly what I want to do, or like, I don't quite meet the qualifications. This card's telling you no. Go for it anyway.
Wait. I'm like, is this card for me?
No, this card is for Kate Cat.
Sorry. Yeah, so it could be job.
That might have been really loud on the mic. Sorry, tech crew.
Sorry, tech. Yeah, so it could be job opportunities that are being presented, job applications that are coming into your life, and you're kind of just going, I'll pass. You know, there's probably something better on the way. This card literally says, you know, it's a reminder to make sure that you aren't turning away good options just because you think that something perfect will eventually appear as if by magic. Are your expectations realistic? It's not a bad card. It's just saying, keep your options open. Be open-minded. Don't be so quick to turn something away, especially because there are things coming your way right now.
And for those that are also learning tarot at home, we were talking about earlier with the like Nine of Cups being easy to remember as the wish card. This one is kind of known as like the boredom card or like indifference. My deck shows it a little differently. It shows like a man kind of lounging like up against a tree, kind of staring off into space with all these cups around him, but he's not paying attention to them. And it warns against becoming too detached from your current situation, or like it warns against boredom, or maybe it just indicates that you are feeling boredom and you don't want to acknowledge that whatever is in front of you just isn't fulfilling you the way that you would like. And that comes with, you know, that's a two-sided coin. It's either maybe you need to go forth and find something that does fulfill you, or it could warn like maybe you're being too picky and you need to like look closer at the things that you already have, and maybe there's a lot more fulfilling and satisfying things in front of you that you're just not looking at. And that's for you to decide and to reflect on. Obviously, we can't tell you that for you. It's just warning, whatever is in your present that's making you feel so unsatisfied, you can't just keep sitting here and wait for it to come to you. Either you have to look more closely and find things to be satisfied with where you are, or you need to stand up and go forward and find that somewhere else. It's not going to just drop in your lap. You know, you're not Isaac Newton sitting under the tree. The apple's not just going to fall on top of you. You got to go find it. You got to go reach for it.
This is true. This is so true. Also, they said that if you could move your hair. Yeah, just mic crackling, I guess. Oh, the tech booth asks so much of us. Okay.
Usually I am tech booth, excuse you.
I said nothing.
No,
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Okay, your future card, Caitlin, is the Four of Pentacles, which we need to talk about anyway.
We do. Go over.
How interesting, how interesting. All right, so the Four of Pentacles. My quote is, fear of not having enough may be more harmful than the lack itself. Ooh, tea. It's good to be cautious and careful with what we have, but there is such a thing as holding on too tightly. This goes for emotions as well as for money. Period. Okay, so this card, you can see it here. The witch is very concerned about his money. And he's holding on to his money for dear life, and he's guarding it with his whole life, and he is just so concerned about it. And basically, it says the question you need to ask yourself is, how much do I need to be truly okay? Are your financial concerns real, or are they based on a perception of lack because of past experience or fears of for the future? And if this card shows up in your reading, you may want to take a closer look at how you're dealing with financial issues and how much your emotions are coloring your attitude toward money. So this is a future card. So this could be happening in your future.
Right.
So be aware.
So, yeah, in your deck as well as mine, it kind of portrays like a miser holding really closely onto, in mine it's pentacles, on yours it looks like it's kind of like there's a chest. I can't really go into it.
Yeah, there's four pentacles like on the chest.
And so it does warn against by hoarding your, and it doesn't have to be real material wealth, it can mean like emotional wealth as well, like hoarding your time, hoarding your money, hoarding your emotions. You can lose that connection to other people, or you can disconnect, you know, from those around you because you're so afraid and concerned about losing what you have. And I think this is, you know, and I like the way that your book phrased it, which was like, are your concerns real or are they perceived? Because I think it's always good to reflect, because the concerns could be real.
Yeah.
You know, like no one's out here telling you like, oh, you know, you're poor, just deal with it. You know, like monetary concerns are a very real and very difficult situation.
Yeah.
And if you do self-reflect and you realize that like those are a concern, and maybe those are a concern that means you have to put other things aside and focus on first, then that's good, as long as you're reflecting on that. But if money or like the fear of losing it is holding you back from something grand and beautiful and wonderful, like maybe you're afraid to take a job that pays a smaller salary but has like really good career advancement, or vice versa, maybe like you would take a job that has a really, really good pay, but like, God, you're gonna hate every day of your life. You know, just things to like think on and reflect on. And
Yeah, period.
Again, I think most of these cards just kind of warn against fear in general. You know, like don't let the fear of losing money, don't let the fear of indifference or boredom or any of these things stop you from finding your bliss.
Yeah. So. Caitlin says, ha ha ha, not me budgeting the other day.
No, what?
Oh shit, she really said emotional wealth.
I can't tell if that's like a good thing or a bad thing.
The sparkles make it like a
emotional wealth TM.
Yes.
I'm out here sounding like a guru on necessarily.
And that's why we love you so much. Oh, that's
Call
iconic.
me out. Call me out.
Okay, so Caitlin, hopefully that resonated with you. I think it does.
Hey, Five of Pentacles. I think this is a great.
Five of Pentacles.
Segue. Five of Pentacles is like. I love what my book says is this card is perhaps everything the merchant shown in the Four of Pentacles was worrying about. I just think of this as like the you're poor card.
Oh my God.
Like the Five of Pentacles is all about like, ooh, money troubles are hitting you hard.
Wait, you are correct.
And my card shows like two kind of like peasants, I guess, because they're like in like kind of raggedy like brown hoods and like tunics, like in a church above a stained glass window, and it's like it's talking about like warning you to be careful about your finances. And I love it too. It's like perhaps this isn't the time to head for the shops or indulge in retail therapy. It's like, oh yeah, you're really calling me out about my online shopping habits. Yes. So the Five of Pentacles is all about like realizing that like, oh yeah, things are hard right now, especially monetarily. Like hardships are either here or they're coming. So just be wary and be prepared, and like time to budget, or like time to catch your spending habits. Like maybe you need to meal prep for a week instead of getting fast food 5 days a week. I'm not calling myself out, I'm calling myself out.
That you are also calling me out too. Caitlin literally meal preps every day, and I'm literally like, in and out.
Me getting Wendy's the other day where it's like $8 a burger, like this is fine, this is fine.
Literally.
Yeah, I don't cook, and I don't like cooking. I don't enjoy it. So like if we're out of food, or if all the food in the house can't be microwaved, I'm just like, so Taco Bell?
Looks like Taco Bell and McDonald's is on the agenda tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately. Well, more often than not, Devin cooks for me, so I'm blessed to have him do that. But
Dad out here really doing the most for Mom. I love this. I love being your child.
Gross.
Okay, so yeah, mine basically says the same thing.
Yeah, thank you. I don't cook, I don't clean.
Oh my God.
I do neither of those things, but I also have nothing to like back it up either. Like I don't have a comparable skill that I offer the household. I just don't do it. Yikes.
Anyway, so this for my my interpretation of my book's interpretation of the Five of Pentacles is also like, yeah, you've been through some shit. Like, you're having a hard time.
You're fucked, aren't you? We realize you're fucked.
Oh, you're royally fucked.
If the cards are calling you out for your money problems, you know you fucked.
The cards really be saying the most though. It's basically like right about now, it may be hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but there is one. So like, just keep going and you'll get there. But like, let's be real. Let's just own it. You are not having the time of your life right now. It literally says, let's face it, you're not in a happy place.
Oh boy.
Why do you have to roast? I just don't understand. You may be feeling desolate and alone and helpless.
Oh God.
I'm like, jeez. Let's just roast, I guess.
But again, all of these cards are always taken in context to other things. Like
this is, yeah.
We don't do one card pulls for a reason because it's just not enough information.
Yeah.
We don't always like base all of our decisions on one piece of knowledge. So context is key. Maybe it's hard right now, but things will be better in the future. Maybe it was hard in the past, but now you're looking back and you've realized how far you've come, or, you know, that those hardships are what made you who you are today and you're stronger for it.
Yeah. Period. I love that.
You like to punctuate.
I love period. It's my favorite way to end a sentence. Actually, that's incorrect. I do love a good exclamation point. I use exclamation points in every sentence when I'm texting. I'm like, see you there, exclamation point. I love you, exclamation point, exclamation. It's
we're gonna take a small tangent. If we're gonna talk about our favorite punctuation marks, I'm gonna get like very
Let's go.
nerd on you, and let's
Okay.
talk about the interrobang.
Okay.
So, have you ever wanted to write a sentence that has a question mark, exclamation point at the end of the same sentence, and your
Yes.
English teacher told you that's not grammatically correct? You can't have 2 exclamation marks at the end of your sentence for whatever reason?
Wait, yeah.
So, back in the day, they actually invented a singular punctuation mark that was both a question mark and an exclamation point, and it is literally an exclamation mark and a question mark that share the same dot. So like, I don't know if I'm backwards for the camera, but it's like the question mark and then the exclamation point like meet at the same point at the bottom and then have one singular dot, and it's called the interrobang. And there's a lot of like people like me who are writers that like fucking love this because you never see it anywhere, and it's not like you're not gonna find the symbol for it on your keyboard or anything. But it was technically grammatically correct for like like decades ago they invented it, and there's like a couple of really like well-known documents that have it, and then it just disappeared and was never used.
What?
But so like that exclamation, like, because it's like you're asking a question, but you're asking a question excitedly or like angrily or like what the fuck, you know, like that's
Yeah.
a question and an exclamation.
Yeah.
You need both.
I want
Incomes.
both in the same. I can't just use 2 question marks or no, in a script, let's say. How am I supposed to convey the emotion if it's like, what the fuck, question mark? Like, is it supposed to be, what the fuck? Or is it supposed to be, what the fuck? You
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah.
what? I want the question mark in the exclamation point.
So now presenting an answer to all of your punctuation worries, the interrobang.
I love the interrobang, and I will be using her every single day of my life. And I
That-
will make sure to jailbreak my
Oh.
iPhone to make sure that I get that in the iPhone keyboard.
Oh shit, I just moved the camera. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
That is very closely tied in for my favorite punctuation mark with the Oxford comma.
The Oxford comma.
I'm going the wrong way. I gotta fix myself now on screen.
Oh, no. Okay. I think you're okay.
I think I'm okay.
Maybe? Perhaps? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oxford comma is so important. If you don't use it, you're wrong. I'm sorry. You're wrong.
Wait.
It changes the meaning of a sentence.
The Oxford comma?
Yes.
Yes. No, I know.
Yes. Thank you.
When people don't use it,
There was a legal battle. There was a legal battle for a company in Maine, and I think it was like either a shipping company or like a fishing company, and this company lost millions of dollars because they did not use an Oxford comma in a paragraph that talked about their workers' overtime wages, and it completely changed the meaning of how much money they would get paid for certain situations of overtime. And they had to, and like it went to court, and they had to back pay workers millions more dollars, which they didn't consider overtime, but because of the Oxford comma not being there, technically meant that these workers should have gotten paid. Like, it's so important.
that's insane.
Yep. It has real world ramifications, and if you don't think so, you're just wrong. That was my grammar nerd session of the day.
Welcome to Nova's Punctuation Corner. This is no longer about tarot. We are talking about grammatical
it's about
errors.
Life. And punctuation is life.
I'm like, get Zach in here. He's freaking grading papers. We could talk about all of the grading of the papers.
All of the English. Like,
all of the bad grammar.
Yeah.
All of the bad spelling. Oh my God, bad spellers, you guys, the worst. The worst. If I'm texting a boy and they cannot spell, they use the wrong your.
autocorrect is
They're
also
dumb.
there to correct them
Correct.
if they don't know how to spell the word.
Yeah. Nope. I literally will ghost them. I have no problem. I'm like, I'm an Aquarius. I'm sorry, I can control it. I'm an air sign. I just like go into the wind, whatever. Anyway, let's do Magikarp's reading.
Yeah, I would give real world money for Nova's punctuation corner.
That would be a time.
Plus, U.S. weekends were won by socialist worker unions from back in the day.
Wait.
That's really cool.
Are we getting grammar side of Twitch right now?
Yes! Yes! I love that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, how the Oxford comma can completely change union contracts, workers' contracts, like all of that is, we are really passionate about union history and punctuation.
And that is on what? Period.
I was gonna say Nova's punctuation corner. I was wrong. I missed the cue there.
That's
I'm sorry.
on.
We should have coordinated this. I needed to know.
Sorry.
Next. I'll get it next time.
Next time.
Next time.
Every time I say, and that's on what, you have to say period.
Right.
That is, yes.
What if it's an interrobang though? What if I'm not sure but really excited?
That's when we have to use our best judgment, you know?
He's confused, but he's got passion. You know, what is that gift? It's like, he's confused, but he got spirit. That's the interrobang.
Yes.
All right, Magikarp. Magikarp's getting a love reading.
Yeah.
Thank you for your patience, Magikarp.
If we can switch that camera, I think we already did.
All right.
Unless we didn't.
Cool.
And that's on point. All right, Phoenix Raven, thank you. We might use that one in the future.
Whew, all right, we got great cards. Great cards for a love reading.
Wait,
First
really?
off, yes. First off, Knight of Swords. This is your past. As all the court cards, as we always talk about, they could mean either a literal person that you knew, or it can mean events. And in this case, because it's a love reading, I'm going to err on the side of real person. Because the Knight of Swords is this being in your past. The Knight of Swords typically refers to a person that is young, like teenager to young adult man. And because it's in your past, that can mean someone that you know now that's a little older, but because maybe they were this age in your past. If it represents a young man, this is the air element, so he would have been quick-minded, rather serious, sometimes impatient, but a strong character, strangely magnetic. He can sometimes appear insensitive or not to care about the feelings of others, but that's more because he's stoic and logical, and he keeps a lot of his emotions hidden. Something that maybe, it takes getting to know him better to draw out of him. It can also mean that he's very blunt, and that, again, like with all swords, sometimes being blunt turns people the wrong way. He's very forthright, but as long as you are okay with like no nonsense, no bullshit, you can get along with them just fine. So if it is an event, the energy brought on by the Knight is that like a swiftly moving event. It can be talking about things that are happening faster than you can anticipate. Like things seem to be moving quickly, and that can be like both exciting but also jarring. It can be advantageous, exciting, again, with all that energy, but it can also take a lot of strength to deal with how fast things are moving.
I also feel like it could be like quite literally someone who swept you off your feet.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Being an air element, it's like literally someone's coming in fast and quick, and
yeah, kind of took you off guard and quite literally swept you off your feet. I think it says, hold on, I just saw it. Oh, there are times, however, when he is the knight on a white horse riding in to rescue the fair damsel.
ooh, so maybe there was someone in the past, maybe someone you had a relationship with, maybe someone you wish you had a relationship with, maybe someone you never considered having a relationship with, but like looking back, maybe there was something there that just was never really pursued. Think about it.
Magikarp, what's the answer?
It's in the past now, though. Maybe
I know, that's
this
true.
and this also can inform the future. So in the present is Nine of Swords. We haven't gone over the swords yet. We got a lot of swords. We got a lot of
air energy.
Yeah, a lot of air energy, a lot of unified themes here. But the Nine of Swords is, I like to think of this as like the anxiety card, because at least you can see on mine, it's a little dark, but there's a woman sitting up in bed as if like she had just woken up from a nightmare, and there's 9 swords hanging over her bed.
That's mine too.
Same thing?
Mine's literally the same.
This is one of those ones that I think has not really changed much over time. Like if you go back to like the very, first kind of iconographies of these cards, that's like a very consistent image that they've made. But it really represents like that feeling, like literally there's the phrase like there's a sword hanging over your head. It's that anxiety, it's that despair, that disappointment. But this card reminds you that none of those swords are actually touching her. Like a lot of, and she did just wake up as if from a dream. So a lot of your anxieties and a lot of your feelings of like indecision or despair or fear seem like they're weighing you down, but they don't have to, you know, like they're not actually touching you. And I had a friend that the way that she described her stress was like oil over water. Like they're touching, but they're not mixing. And she always, like when she would talk about how when she was at work, if she ever felt stressed, she would remember that the stress is floating above her and she can peel it away. Like you don't have to let it affect you. And of course, this is not referring to like there are people that have like very serious anxiety disorders and that's not under their control. And there's like definitely like some things that we can't just like positive energy away some things, obviously. Yeah. But in some cases or on some like daily levels or on some surface levels, that stress and that anxiety, like if you just remember, like it doesn't touch you, it doesn't affect you. You are sometimes overthinking things, or sometimes you can like really get in your own head. But as long as we remember that like it's all on the surface and we can peel that away, you know, it's a helpful reminder to just kind of like stay within ourselves and trust in our own skills and confidence, and that like we're badass, we're good, we're strong. And those things, while they may be, you know, stressing us out now, they'll pass, same as everything else. Yeah.
Also, my card, yours is put very, very well, like what you just described, like the anxiety card and stuff. I think that's a really great way to put it. Mine's a little bit more downer, you know, like it's a little bit more like, oh, it's always darkest before the dawn, you know?
But even that talks about hope.
That's true. Like, she just had a really, like, my witch just had a really rough night, but the sun's, you know, like,
oh, no.
She's literally crying on her bed.
Oh.
It's really sad, but, like, there's literally the sunrise in the back. Like, it's a new day.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, you're sad and, like, this happens, but, like, I want to perceive it as, like, it's a new day is coming, and, like, even though you're sad right now, and, like, it might seem like you feel hopeless or like where you're at is, you know, not going the way that you want it to. That like there's always here's what it says. In her head, everything seems hopeless, and yet if she would only stop crying for a moment and look up, she would see that it is the dawn of a brand new day. Anything is possible. She is not alone as she feels.
Yeah. I like too that my book mentions that the fear of a problem can sometimes cause a problem that's not there. And it talks about like negative emotions are self-perpetuating. And we talked about this a lot with like the book, The Spirit.
Yeah.
How if you focus on positive emotions and you focus on positives, you'll notice positive things going on around you. But if you see yourself as a negative person and you're like dead set on just seeing all the negative things and like being upset, you're gonna notice, you know, when you trip instead of the penny you found, or like, you know, those little things. And so, being negative can sometimes make it worse. And the Nine of Swords and the sword suit in general is all about cutting through the bullshit and thinking logically. So like, if you can just cut through the anxiety, if you can just really reflect and think on the matter clearly, you'll realize that, you know, none of those swords are touching you, or it is dawn, and yeah, that was a shitty nightmare, but let's put that behind us and like let's walk forward into a new day. So that was a lot of like explaining, because we had a new card and we always like talking about the new cards. But in a love reading, especially because the Knight of Swords is in your past, this could mean that like maybe love is filling you with a lot of anxiety right now, whether it be you're not in a relationship and you're really anxious about like, am I ever gonna find love? Does no one love me? Is it something wrong with me? Like, why can't I find anybody? Like, or if it is a current relationship and a lot of anxieties and issues and conflicts is really starting to like build up on you, it's just an indication like, take a deep breath. You know, things have been rough, but it's a new day. Those swords can't touch you. And just remember that you are strong and you can walk forward with a clear head and a clear mind, and try to focus on those positive energies, because as you were saying, Gianna, you know, you don't chase, you attract. And as long as you know, stay positive and you let your little inner light glow, those good things will come to you. You just have to make sure that you're open to the good things and not constantly focusing on the bad things.
Well said. Well said. We have one more card though.
Yeah, and it's probably the best one because the Lovers is in your future. You know, like, holy shit, talk about a satisfying future prediction in a love reading. Like, literally. And the Lovers, it's number one, it's a major arcana card. So we talk a lot about how the Two of Cups is a very powerful love card because it's the two, you know, man and woman,
right.
or woman and woman, whoever or man and man, whatever the relationship may be. But the Lovers is like that times a million. It's like literally the concept of lovers. Mm-hmm. And so this is obviously like, there's love in your future. It's there. Again, whether that be a new relationship, if you're, you know, single right now and you're looking for love, or if that's, you're already in a relationship and maybe you're looking for a new beginning, maybe you need a refresh and a restart, like whatever those anxieties in the present are, they're gonna fall away and you're gonna get that beautiful relationship, that bliss, that, you know, that coming together, that unification. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, it's right there on the table. It's coming. It's
Magic
in your future.
You deserve the world, and I just want you to know that I just love you. And if you just, like, you know, like, you deserve the world, and I've already said it. I'll say it again. You deserve the world, sis. And yeah, the Lovers is a great card to have in your future, especially in a love reading.
Yeah,
Hello.
like, you can't get more obvious.
No, we literally screamed. I think there was someone last week who got the Lovers in there. Was it Ninja Queen? Someone got the Lovers, and I was screaming. I was like, no way.
Like,
no
the
way.
cards are shouting at you. It's coming. Just don't let the anxieties of today like keep you unfocused from the great things that are coming in your future.
It's also super hard to date in a pandemic, so
yeah,
don't shit on yourself if you are shitting on yourself about your dating life during a pandemic.
Right.
Because I did that, and I was like, why am I single? And then I was like, we're in a pandemic.
Who are you going to meet?
No, exactly.
Who are you going to meet? Yeah, no. And I guess in the present, the Nine of Swords is like, it's a very apt card for a pandemic now that I think about it, because it's like all of the anxieties of like health and wellness and like the loneliness, the isolation, the feeling like you're going through a nightmare, but realizing that like all of that is only in the moment. It is not permanent. It is not touching you yourself. It is just floating above you, and like you will get through it. And to that new dawn, like Nine of Swords is very apt for dating lives, or any life in a pandemic is going to kind of come to a standstill because the whole world has come to a standstill. But we'll get through it. We'll keep a level head. We'll do whatever you need to do to stay sane. Because I know I've picked up, you know, this hobby during a pandemic, which I would not be doing had this not happened. And just finding those things to keep yourself sane and stable until we can get through it. And then things in the future are going to be choice.
Yeah.
Boss. I'm just gonna keep thinking of stupid ways to say cool.
Cool.
They're gonna be rad. It's gonna be rad. It's gonna be boss. It's gonna be choice.
Sick.
FDA approved fuchsia.
I'm dead. Okay, so
the anxiety card. Nah, the COVID card.
Facts.
At least in the present. In the present, it's like a very apt metaphor.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so TK Digiboy. Are we still in the chat? Because you are up next, and I think that Ciara, you could talk about the six of
We are on the
Pentacles
Six of Pentacles.
while I shuffle.
They are still in the chat, and they asked for a finance or career reading. So I don't know if you've like had time to reflect on which one you want more information on, but
yeah, finance or career. Which one are we thinking?
which one are we feeling?
Before I shuffle, I just want to make sure I get the right energy.
Yeah, we got focus.
Focus on
What energy we're calling out of the cards. But in the meantime, Six of Pentacles. This one I like to think of as the generosity card, and we've pulled this one a couple of times in past readings, so we actually have gone over it, I think, quite a bit. So I'll try to keep this one a little bit shorter. But basically, this is another one of those plateaus that we were talking about, you know, on our way up to 10. and talking about how 3s are very strong numbers. You know, 1, the Ace of Pentacles being you're starting off a new endeavor, whether it be financial or career-based, and then we hit the 3 of Pentacles, which was, okay, you're starting to reach a comfortable position in this new job or in your new finances, and now you're seeing some of the success and the rewards from it. 6 is that next plateau, you know, we're going up by 3s. And 6s, you are now much more stable in your finances. And a lot of that, a really, really big chunk of it has to do with your own hard work, your own steadfastness, your own integrity and skills and talents. But we can't forget that no one gets where they are without the help of others. You know, we all stand on the shoulders of giants. None of us start from scratch. We all have people that influence us and help us and aid us. Teachers, mentors, family members, friends, lovers, whoever it may be. And this card is reminding us, like, okay, you've now reached your second plateau. You are now in a good position. You are more stable. You don't have to worry, like at the 5 of Pentacles, your finances aren't as bad as they were. Now's the time to be generous to those around you. You have, and again, emotional wealth could be the thing. It doesn't have to be material wealth, but whether it be a little bit of extra money that you can donate, or you know, be it something as simple as buying your friend, you know, their next meal because you have the money, you know, I'll get you dinner tonight. Or that emotional wealth of like, I've been working really, really hard and I've kind of put time for my friends to the side because I've been so busy. Now's the time to like pay them back and like, let's hang out, let's play a game, let's talk on the phone, you know. I feel like last time we pulled this card in a reading, it was like, have you called your mother recently?
Yes!
This is the card to remind you, like, remember who helped you get where you are. And now that you're at a place of more stability, like, make sure to reach out to those that might not be in such a stable place and reach out to them. Or those that helped you get where you are, reach out and remember to thank them.
Mm-hmm. We did pull this one.
We did. We definitely did.
We also did pull this one in game, and I think Patrick knew it, and he was like, "Oh, it's the three people."
Oh, I think that was the 3 of Pentacles that we pulled.
Just kidding.
But that reading was like not actual tarot
No.
reading. If you've actually seen any of our episodes of Twitch Slays D&D, for anyone new in the chat who doesn't watch our Wednesday show, so this whole like stream started from a D&D a D&D Twitch stream where the audience actually plays as the 5th member of the adventuring party. So we have the 4 players, and then we have a 5th adventurer who is literally the chat, and they vote on what that character does. And Gianna's character, Nova, is a tarot card reader and like a fortune teller just in general. And so every once in a while during the campaign, if like our party is arguing, they'll be like, well, you know, should we wait till tomorrow morning or should we go now? And they'll turn to Nova and they'll be like, read your cards, like tell us what the cards say. And sometimes you get very profound readings about the characters of things that Nova and Gianna herself actually don't even know about the other characters' backstories. Mm-hmm. She'll pull a card and like say something about that player's character that like us in tech booth who know all the backstories and secrets will be like, oh dang!
Yeah.
But you yourself don't know.
Yeah.
And other times, like the last time the tarot cards got read, am I correct in that you forgot your book? Is that why that happened?
No, I just didn't have my book like out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know. I was gonna go with it. And I was like, I don't know what this means. And also, Nucci had me pull 5 cards. So Gianna,
it was a lot. It was a lot of cards.
5 cards, and so Gianna was like, "Wait, 5?" And it was 1 per character, and I was like, "I might as well go with it." You know, I'm not gonna be like, "No," you know, I'm gonna be like, "Yes, and," you know.
But
that's how we do improv.
Yeah, it was 1 card per character, which again we'd like to talk about, like 1 card per character. Well, it works really well in D&D because we don't want to like grind the plot and the story to a halt, so we're like, quick reading, let's move on. 5 cards for 1 card per character is like a lot to do in the moment, especially because we were in the middle of like a plot arc.
Yeah.
And so Gianna just came up with
a
I just think of it like as like the word crack, you know, like
it
on
was.
the internet, like the fandom, like, oh, that was just like a crack reading.
No, it really was. Like, it wasn't even Nova in that moment. It was all Gianna.
It was just a whole
It
bunch
was
of
just
bullshit.
like, it literally, I don't even want to consider it canon. Like,
Oh,
that's how bad the reading was.
How bad it was. Like, is Nova even a tarot card reader, or has she been making it up all along? And like, for a moment I had to question, has she been lying to us in the party the whole time? Does Nova not actually read tarot, like, in canon? And it's not true. Nova does read tarot in canon.
Gianna
did not.
We'll never do a 5-card reading on stream again.
It was hilarious.
It will be
It was
max 3.
Hilarious.
Max. The least, obviously, 1. But, like, 1 would be my go-to forever. It was so fun. And then I went back in that video, like, the next day, and I was like, I have to rewatch this just to see
How
like,
bad was it?
how chaotic the energy was. And literally Twitch Slays was like, is Nova even a real tarot card reader? And I was like, I was dying. Anyway, TK
So-
Digiboy.
Oh,
If we can get,
is it my turn?
no, it's my turn. I just shuffled.
Didn't you just? Oh, you're right. I didn't imagine card
Yeah.
reading. You're right. You're right.
If we can get the reading over here,
We
please.
have
Oh, we have.
Tech Cruise on.
Thank you, Tech. Mine's very laggy. So, all right. Past, we have the Page of Swords. Present, we have the 5 of Pentacles. And the future, we have the 5 of Cups. Okay, so this is the...
Did we decide finance?
Finance.
Or, okay,
It
we
was
did.
finance,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome.
So, the Page of Swords, I believe we've talked about this a couple times now.
We have now. We pulled it in an earlier reading tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, basically, 5 of Cups, the Page of Swords.
Looking ahead to the future.
I am. I didn't mean to, but it just slipped. The Page of Swords is very enthusiastic in my book. So with finance, maybe let's go on the bottom because I'm forgetting already. Okay, the swords.
Yeah. So the pages are either a young person or they bring news. At least in my book.
Yeah.
So most likely news for this one, since it is finance, and like, God knows, I don't want a child dealing with my money.
yeah.
Unless
yeah.
there is a child affecting your money, which, like, that's parenthood.
Oh, true. Okay, so with finance, let's see here. You maybe like started a new path that affected your finance. So maybe it was like not to say like a new job or something, but like maybe there was a start of like maybe starting a family, maybe bought a house, or something to do with like a different change, a different path with finance things. You know how finance things work. Haha.
I definitely don't.
Nor do I.
Oh my god, the whole Reddit GameStop stock market fiasco just goes to show that there's a lot of people younger than me that understand finance much better than I do.
I was like, what's going on with the stock market? And everyone was like, oh my gosh, Dogecoin, and oh my gosh, GameStop. And I was like, I don't know. I do not know. Okay, so, yeah, it's basically like, you didn't know where you were going, but like somehow you're gonna get there, you know. And with finance, this could have either been like a good thing, you know, where it was like a new job, and then that allowed you to get ahead on your finances, and that helped you to maybe, you know, get more of that. Or, you know, in your past, if you started a family, you bought a house, you did something to change your path, it's now affecting your finances. And that's kind of what's going down right now, and leads to the present card. The present card we just talked about in another reading, or no, we didn't just talk about another reading. We were talking about before the 5 of Pentacles, which is kind of what did you label it as?
The 5 of Pentacles?
Yeah.
Your poor card?
Yeah. This doesn't necessarily mean you are poor. It's just kind of like, you know, right now, again, we're in the middle of a pandemic, okay? So it's like, it's not the best time right now financially, you know, because you could be out of a job.
Pandemic could have been, you know, even if you're not out of a job, the pandemic could have caused like a lessening of hours, or maybe you would have been in line for a promotion, but then because of the pandemic, your company scaled back, and now they're like holding back on that promotion or that new exciting thing.
Yeah.
I'm not talking from personal experience.
Not at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, anyway.
Anyway.
We're talking about
No, I'm not.
Digiboy.
No, I don't feel any sort of, no, that's not me at all.
None of this is relatable.
No, none of it is relatable at all. But it is like, yeah, I mean, like we even said, it's not a fantastic card, but it literally says, yeah, sometimes, like in my book, sometimes times are rough, hang in there, things will get better, and you're not as alone as you may feel. Everyone is dealing with certain financial struggles right now. Even if you're not necessarily like struggling as much as other people might be, like everyone, it's a weird shift right now.
Your struggles shouldn't necessarily be compared directly to someone else's struggles, because, you know, everyone handles things differently, and, you know, whether that be a financial or emotional drain on you, we're all working, you know, to deal with our emotions differently, and something that someone else might be able to handle, like, maybe we can't, and we shouldn't compare ourselves that way.
Yeah. It's literally like, we're all in this together right now, you know? And yeah, it's not to compare, we don't want to compare financial status to others, because like everyone goes through something different.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're like Jeff Bezos,
right?
Then I'm gonna eat you, because there's no
eat the rich.
There's no reason a trillionaire should not exist. There's no economic reason why a trillionaire should exist.
Yeah.
None of that work is like literally the work of you and you alone. That is money, you know, earned off of the backs of unpaid workers. Anyway, let's move on.
Period. So yeah, it's fine. Hang in there. Like, you may be feeling like there's a little bit of a financial struggle at the moment, but we're gonna be fine. You know, you're gonna be fine.
Shit. Jeff owns Twitch, I think. I mean,
Jeff, you are so handsome, you bald man.
He just stepped down as the head of Amazon, though, so maybe he doesn't own Twitch anymore.
I take it back.
That bald head looks very appetizing.
Ooh, yeah, ooh.
To cook up in his stew.
Magic Up says, so we stage a coup on Twitch, then we eat Jeff. Yes!
I am hungry, and like Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake, let me eat Jeff.
Oh
if I don't have bread, let me eat the rich.
This is true. This is so true.
We're getting distracted.
Well, anyway. TK Digiboy. The last card is your future card, which is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, that's the Four of Cups. I want the Five of Cups. There's gonna be maybe, okay, financially in the future, you might be focusing a lot on like maybe some of the money that you've lost. Maybe it would be because of the pandemic, and like the money that you could have had, you're now kind of mourning over, grieving over, being like, oh, like, why did this happen? It's kind of just like one of those things. You can see in my card, like the witch is literally crying over here, and then there's a party over here. You could in your future be focusing so much on this point, and like what could have been, when you should really be focusing on like all of the good things that are happening around you. Focus on, you know, the great, the money that you do have, you know, and you know that count your blessings, kind of a thing, you know, and it's okay to grieve, and we're not saying that don't grieve the money that you may have lost, but do make sure that you kind of aren't focusing on just like one, like that negativity. Focus on like, okay, yeah, like I may have lost this money because of like a pandemic or something.
Or like other more abstract concepts, like maybe this job opportunity or this promotion or whatever that like financial career thing might be, not like literally, it doesn't have to literally be losing money.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep in mind that there could be another opportunity around the corner. There could literally be an opportunity at your back that like, as long as you just keep looking around, like the next thing is there or on its way.
Mm-hmm. But in order to get that opportunity, you do have to have an open mind, and you don't want to just be focusing on one thing when something amazing could be walking right in front of you and you have no idea because you have tunnel vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Just, that's...
And like knowing a little bit about Magikarp's like career and financial situation, I personally can kind of see how these cards line up. Not gonna like out it all out on stream, but I think that there's definitely some things to be like upset about. There's definitely some opportunities like maybe you feel have been missed, or some like time or money spent, you know, maybe like on a degree or maybe on like training that didn't pan out, and that's really disheartening. But like things are still around the corner, and there's still promise and potential ahead. So like just keep striving and keep going, and just know that like this. And the thing I also love about the Five of Pentacles cards is that like it's no bullshit. Like we're trying as much as possible, obviously, to like keep the message of hope and positivity, but like it's also very realistic. Like not everything's gonna be great, not everything's gonna be perfect, and there's some shit in life, and there's some like bad turns, and there's some budgeting moments where like we're literally, you know, making sure we have enough money for rent next month. And I like that like, you know, there's plenty of cards that acknowledge that reality. We're not like out here only spewing toxic positivity. But it is also letting you know that like while those things are part of life, they're not all of life. And like just again with like what was the book, The Secret.
The Secret.
I think I called it The Spirit.
The Secret.
I think I called it The Spirit earlier, and that's my bad.
That's okay.
But what The Secret always kind of talks about is like, if you only focus on negative emotions, you're only going to draw more negative emotions, or you're only going to focus on the negatives. And all we can do is be kind and like be hopeful. Like really. We only have control over ourselves. We don't have control over everyone else, or like what happens in life, or Lady Luck. All we have control over is ourselves, and all we can do is stay kind and stay, you know, smiling, and even when it sucks, and stay hopeful and keep moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And there's also just some like there's some great puns in the chat that I just want to take a moment.
No, I know.
I love Jeff Bagels. I love that.
Jeff Bagels?
Jeff Bagels, because we're going to eat the rich. So
oh my god, I love it.
Jeff Bagels. And then Magikarp mentioned, like, where's Miles to clip Let Me Eat Jeff when we need him?
Where's Miles?
MS Fan is, like, the only person in our chat that knows how to clip. I personally have no idea how clipping works, and he is, like, on top of it when it comes to clipping the great moments, and we love you and miss you, Miles. And then another good pun, I feel like Jeff would be some sort of meat sandwich, though, or like Amazon Prime rib.
Stop that right now.
I'm a big fan of puns.
Is...
I love a good pun. I appreciate the
I do love
punny.
that. I do love that.
Amazon
wow.
Prime rib. Let me get that Amazon Prime rib sandwich.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, Tiki Digiboy, that was your reading. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out.
Sorry, that was for Digiboy. I said Magikarp, I think.
Yeah. I was like, wait, no, we did Magikarp's love reading.
I am.
It's okay. You know, it's like literally 12:30, I think.
It is 12:30.
Yeah, I was correct. It's 12:33.
Does anyone here know about dragons, specifically dragon guides? I mean, many of us know about Dungeons and Dragons.
That's about it.
I'm not sure what else you're referring to, but we know lots about Dungeons and Dragons.
Again, we're new. We like are just learning tarot, so like we don't really know much about like we're not like actual witches, if that makes sense. We aspire to be. We would love to be witches, but we don't unfortunately know anything about dragon guides or spirit guides or anything like that. I mean, personally, I don't.
So for those that weren't here last episode, we also talked a lot about the history of tarot, and how tarot has spanned across a lot of different religions, societies, cultures, etc., and how many different cultures have picked up tarot, and how number one, I mentioned this last episode, but the history of tarot is very, very recent, so much so that we can pinpoint it to like specific dates and people because it's really well recorded. And so because of that, tarot like kind of doesn't specifically originate with any one culture. It's kind of like a tool that many different cultures and religions have picked up, which I think is great because that means it's accessible to a lot of different types of people.
Yeah.
On the other hand, though, I think that it sometimes gets mixed up and confused with other religions or practices. And I just personally like want to make it very clear that like for example, I'm not Roma. The Roma people have, the Romani people have very much taken up tarot as a huge part of their culture, and that is very significant. But it is not like specific to them. Witches and like Wiccans have taken up tarot as a huge part of like some of their culture and practices, but it is also not specific to them. It originated like in Italy and has like had a lot of history in Italy, but it is not specific to them. And so we are talking about tarot and learning tarot from a very like academic standpoint. And we're not necessarily ascribing any certain practice or religious ritual with it. And like we are totally like respectful and like supporting of those that do it as part of a religious practice or spiritual like aspect of their lives. But we aren't going to necessarily go into the specifics of like Wicca or the Romani culture or any of those things. We're keeping it educational in general so that it's more accessible for everybody.
Yeah. Okay, they're just asking because my last tarot reading said to research about dragons specifically, how they can be guides, and research about fire witch stuff. Ooh, interesting.
Definitely something like that is something that can be looked into further. I personally have not done any research on that specific instance, so I could not tell you. But if that is advice that you've gotten in the past, I do encourage you to go forward and kind of research that and see how that kind of plays into your life and your path.
Yeah.
We just did TK Digiboy. Did we want to talk about Seven of Pentacles?
Yeah. And then who's up next? Samu Circa 554.
Which was a love reading.
All right.
I wrote that down correctly.
Samu Circa 554. Okay, Samu Circa 54. I think they're still in the chat. So if you are, please say hello. Let me know.
Do you want to talk about the seven? And I will start shuffling for a love reading.
All right, Seven of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. This is the card that Nova pulled for herself with the crack reading.
I love that that's how you remember it.
So in the reading, in the game, I said, "Oh, look, Nova, she's tending to her fruit." Mm-hmm. Which isn't incorrect. That's what she's doing.
I mean, that's literally what the picture was showing.
Right.
Which I think was a lot of your reading in that, like, kind of funny one. Oh, look, there's three witches. They're, like, having a good time.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the actual meaning is something vastly different.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, the Seven of Pentacles, the quote is, "How does your garden grow?" And then in italicized words, it says, "At a certain point in any endeavor, it is good to stop and take stock. But sometimes all you can do is wait for things to come to fruition." So basically it's like you've planted the seeds and tended the growing shoots to the best of your ability. Now all you can do is wait and see how things turn out. Seven of Pentacles isn't about making more effort. The time for that is past. Now is when you take a good look at what you've accomplished and assess it as thoroughly as you can. And then some of the questions are like, are the results what you were hoping for? Will your efforts continue to grow and prosper? And the Seven of Pentacles is an indication that you're getting close to seeing what harvest your hard work will bear. So it could be like you know, any long-term projects that have been coming to fruition. Maybe have you been waiting for something important? And the card means that you're getting close. Resist the urge to push harder in the hopes of making things happen faster. Oh my God, that is so relatable. It won't help and it just might hurt you in the end. Just let things flow and like, you know, let things grow on their own and they will, I guess, come to fruition when they need to. And if you're on the verge of something, you may need to be patient and wait to see what happens. But the Seven of Pentacles is a good sign, so you may want to take a deep breath and try to relax. So it is kind of like that. It is like that good step of being like, hey, this is a good card, you know, and things are starting to work out for you. And it's just a matter of tending to your fruit, I guess, if we're talking about the card specifically, tending to the fruit and basically just allowing things to come to full bloom on their own. Don't try to rush things. Don't try to overwater things, you know, like just really let things happen on the way that they're supposed to happen. But things are going to be happening soon and things are like coming for you. Just let them come. That's all.
Well said.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that is not what I said on that is not what I said on stream. I was like, oh my gosh, you're my babies, you're my little fruit. Oh my gosh.
Wow, Nova also talks like that with that accent.
Yeah.
Which makes the readings enjoyable for very different reasons.
Oh, thank you so much. Is that a compliment?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, is this a roast? I'm like,
no.
I'm like, my accent's horrible.
No, it's not horrible. It is entertaining though. I think it makes certain things that you say, which if you said normally would like come off one way, come off like very different ways. Because sometimes it's like really hilarious when Nova says things.
Okay.
With her accent.
I love that so much for me. Good to know.
All right. I am going to split the deck for, I am sorry if I pronounce it incorrectly, but Samusurka?
Samusurka, 5-4.
Samusurka, we are doing a love reading. So if we could flip over to my side, we have Seven of Wands. Hell yeah,
Oh,
Queen
Sam.
of Swords.
Sam. Hi, Sam.
Sam works great. And the Fool. All right. All right. We have not gone over the Major Arcana or the Court cards yet, but we have talked about these. So I don't think I'm actually going to have to refer to my book for this one, which I'm really excited about because we're all learning. So the Seven of Wands is a fire element, which means that it is very much full of energy and potential. It can refer a lot of the time to careers or project pursuits, could be hobbies, could be like other kinds of successes that aren't necessarily work. But the Seven of Wands shows a man kind of guarding a door with 6 other wands in a sort of confrontational position. And this really refers to standing up for what you believe in. So because this is in your past, in previous instances, especially in love, you have been made to confront what you believe to be true, and you have had to stand up for it. This could be a belief system that you have that other people have questioned, and you have had to, stand up for it. This could be on like a specific topic that someone has questioned you about or made you question, and you have had to like hold your place and really stand up for yourself and say, no, this is what is right, this is what is wrong, or this is what I believe in. And because this is a love reading, this could mean that like in the past, perhaps people have made you question like your preferences or your like what you are willing to take and what you're not willing to take. So maybe either someone you were dating or a potential romantic partner or someone that you were in a relationship with really made you like stand up for, no, I will not stand for this. I will not bow on this. And it could be something as subtle as like a preference, like maybe your love languages differed and you really had to stand up and say like, I need you to do this for my, for this relationship to flourish. could be words of affirmation, could be time spent, whatever that might be. In the past, in your love life, you've had to stand up for what you believe in and really like guard that door of, this is kind of the hill that I will die on. And it seems like it worked well for you, because in your present, it is Queen of Swords. And as we talked about previously, just because the Queen of Swords is a queen does not mean that like it means a literal woman. It could mean a literal woman, or it could just mean the feminine side, yin and yang, of a person you may know. But the Queen of Swords stands for, as we talked about kind of all night with like the swords, cutting through the bullshit. So this is either you or a person you know who is no nonsense, who does not, put up with the bullshit. You know what you want, you know what you deserve, and you're willing to be blunt about it. You're willing to, turn people off and perhaps not be polite about it, because enough is enough, and this is what's true, and this is what is right. And so, whatever that is in the past that you've had to stand up for, like whatever it's made you question your belief, now you're at a position where you are very confident in what you want and what you need and what you believe in, and you're not gonna settle. You're not gonna take no for an answer. You're not going to, whether this be, again, if you're single now, or if you're already in a relationship, you're not going to settle for less than what you think you deserve. You're not going to be left unsatisfied. You're gonna say what you mean, and you're gonna take what you get. Like you're gonna get what you deserve. And that puts some people off. That confidence can be intimidating. It can be, some people are so used to the politics and the playing and the masks that we put on in society that can be seen as a negative. But I think in love it's a positive, because it's like, no, I'm gonna speak the truth, and that's gonna be more healthy in the long run.
Yeah.
If you're on the same page as either your partner or your potential partner. And then in the future is the Fool. This is a lot of the times, I think, taken the wrong way, because of the archetype of the Fool is like misconstrued as an idiot. But I love the Fool card. It is in the Major Arcana. It's the very first card of the Major Arcana, but it is the 0 card. It doesn't have a specific value, and that is because it is full of unlimited potential. It's like, to me, the 0 is the same as the infinity symbol. It talks about the Fool is the inner child in ourselves. It is that place of wonder. It is that place of like, leap before you look, because it's gonna be fun. It's that like putting aside logic in wonderment and hope and light and innocence and maybe naivete, but also like childish abandon, like childish glee. And so to me, what this says is like, in your future is full of potential. It's literally full of like limitless joy and wonder and light and mirth. And as long as you can like put aside, some of that like that cynical nature, that adult nature in you, that's like, maybe anxious, or maybe that's like wondering, is this too good to be true? If you can find that inner child in yourself, like you can spark that wonder and glee, and your future will be full of literally like unlimited wonder. That's why that's one of my favorite cards.
I also was gonna say, I love that the Fool on your card has like all of the zodiac signs.
That's actually something that my book mentions as well. He is literally holding like all of the zodiac, because he's unlimited. He's not encumbered by anything. He can be anything and everything.
I love it. Yeah, I love the zodiac.
Great card.
I'm very much into astrology, you guys. Like, I think it's so interesting. Faith Genesis, I did want to ask. I know you said. Faith Genesis said, do you need to know my star sign? I want to know what your zodiac sign is, just because
Gianna
I'm
loves
curious.
Star signs. I don't know as much about star signs. Gianna has been teaching me.
Yeah.
Gianna could tell you so much more about it than I could, that's for sure.
It's been something that I've been really interested in over quarantine. And I just think it's really interesting. It's not necessarily something like, my dad was like, do you really think that the birth time of someone like really indicates their personality? And I was like, I don't know. Like, it could be a thing. Like, I'm not gonna just like shove it aside. I just like to learn more about other things, and I think it's interesting. I myself am an Aquarius sun, and a Gemini moon and rising. And Ciara is a Taurus sun and a Taurus moon and Scorpio rising.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm just like chocked full of Taurus.
Yes.
Just doubling down
Yes.
on that bullshit.
Fate's Genesis is an Aries. Okay, fire sign. Love that for you. Sephora moon flare. I'm a Libra sun, Libra moon, and Taurus rising. So much Libra. Oh my gosh. Taurus rising. Ooh, you and Ciara would get along lovely.
So I had a quick proposition for you. That's what I was looking for. So it is 12:50 now.
Yeah.
What if we took a quick 10-minute break? We came back at 1 a.m. And then continued with this list. So we have the Queen of the Worms up next.
Okay.
And then your boy Devin and Sephora Moonflare. I think now would be a good time so that we can come back at a nice round number of 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Just a quick 10-minute break, and
Yeah.
then we'll get a chance to re-energize our cards and
Perfect.
re-energize ourselves, and
Yeah.
we'll be back in just a little bit.
Okay, we'll be back. Stay put. Go grab some water.
Yes.
Hydrate or dehydrate. And we'll be back. If you have a reading, you're still on the list. You will know when the list is closed. We will do it after everyone.
Yeah, we'll make sure to put up a warning when the list is closing, but we'll just continue the way we have been, first come, first serve, when we come back.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
See you then.
All right.
Don't forget to drink water.
Welcome back to Nova's Tarot Corner. I am Gianna, and this is Ciara.
Hi.
And we are your hosts for the evening.
For the morning, for many people.
For the morning, the evening, the afternoon.
Whatever time it is.
Whatever
for
time
you.
it is for you. For us, it is the early.
Early 1 a.m. morning. For some people, it is the very normal 9 a.m. morning.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so we are starting off with the Queen of the Worms.
Which I love, that username, by the way.
Yeah.
Love it.
I
Is there a story? I mean, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I'm just curious if there's like a reason Queen of Worms came about.
Wait, Fate's Genesis, 9 a.m. Wow. Fate's Genesis, are you from Ireland? Because I think I saw that you put your birth location was in Ireland, and I just need to know if that is true. Also, did you find out what your sun, moon, and rising are? Because if so, please put it in the chat. Okay. So.
I 100% just thought saying worm was funny.
Oh, wormwood. I mean, not wormwood.
Worm.
The D&D dice. It racks my brain.
So, happy 4 a.m. Magikarp, thanks for sticking around.
Thanks, Magikarp. You're the best.
Especially after a long Super Bowl Sunday.
It's
amazing.
Yeah. Also, let me just read these out real quick. Sephora Moonflare. Fate's Genesis is an Aries Sun, Aquarius Moon, and Taurus Rising.
Ooh, Taurus!
Wow!
Got that
Aquarius
Taurus energy.
Moon. That's tea. Magikarp, Pisces Sun, Libra Moon, and Capricorn Rising. Wait, Magikarp, I thought you didn't even figure this out yet. Did you? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
They had 10 minutes to figure it out.
That's so true. Northern Ireland, not Ireland. Oh,
It's a distinction.
it's different.
It's important.
I knew that. I am part Irish, and I knew that.
Are you part Irish?
I am.
Oh, that's
I'm half Italian, half Irish for the most part. I'm
That's a
40
nice
like
mix.
I'm like 50% Italian and like 30% Irish.
It's a little bit of a stereotype. Yeah, I was gonna say for like, oh, white people, what are you? Well, I'm 30% this and 20% this, but that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of people have asked me if I was Irish because number one, my name, though is pronounced Ciara, is spelled like the Irish name Ciara, C-I-A-R-A, but it's Ciara and Kieran being the male version of it. And I got a lot of freckles. And also, I work at a Ren Fair, and I actually play an Irish character at the Ren Fair. And I'm sure my accent is horrendous. But quite a few people that obviously don't know much better ask me if I have any Irish descent, and I'm very sad to say that I don't. I wish I did.
I'm so sorry for you. Do you know your
German for the most part, and then some from Belgium.
Ooh.
Specifically where my last name comes from. It's a very Dutch Belgium thing to have the Van or Van in your last name.
Got it. Interesting. Okay, let's get started into the reading. Queen of the Worms.
Queen of the Worms.
We are doing a love reading.
I didn't actually catch that one.
I think we are. I believe it is love. I think I just caught it.
Sound off in the chat.
Love.
Is it a love reading?
It is a love reading.
Yes.
I think.
Awesome. Yee. I got a yee.
I got a yee.
Yee.
I got a yee.
All right. Awesome.
Okay, here we go.
So while you're shuffling,
Yeah.
the reason, yeehaw, I love that.
Yeehaw!
The reason I was so fascinated with your username, Queen of the Worms, is because I have a fanny pack and a robe that says Goblin Queen as my nickname. And so I related to you on a personal level, but my nickname comes from the fact that, number one, I had to think of a nickname because one of my very best friends does roller derby, and they all have like roller derby nicknames.
Oh.
And so she wanted, I was one of her bridesmaids, and she wanted us all to come up with like roller derby nicknames for ourselves because that was just like one of her very favorite hobbies, and she wanted to do, which she eventually, it was a secret, but we found out that it's because she put all of our nicknames on like robes and fanny packs for our like bridesmaids gifts. And I'm really, really bad at coming up with nicknames especially for myself, because I feel like that's something that other people give you, you know?
Yeah.
And I am obsessed with the movie Labyrinth, starring David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. And so I was just like, I don't know, like, he's the Goblin King. And my significant other often calls me a gremlin or a goblin, like in a sweet way. In a like, you know, you
Call
little.
him out. Call him out.
No, I
is it?
think it's great. I love it because it.
Who is the person?
Oh, you know, just a certain ya boy. That
Your boy, Devin?
I don't have any hair to put. So anyway, so I really love the idea of like gremlins and goblins and like embracing that aesthetic, because getting kind of deep, I know that we're about to do a reading, but like I like talking about life in between the readings.
Yeah.
There's so much pressure on women in society to be lithe and tall and graceful and beautiful and spotless and hairless and naturally beautiful, but looking like they have makeup on and blah blah blah. You know, all the things. And I love the idea of like women especially, but could be anybody, like, you know, the gays, the theys, the men, like embracing the opposite of that, the like hunched over, tiny, you know, like dirty goblin energy, and that being a positive thing and not a negative thing. And so I really love when people are like, oh, I'm a dice goblin, or I'm a
dice goblin,
or a local goblin. I know a certain local goblin that's listening in, and I love the idea of embracing that image. And it's like, you don't have to be the lithe, beautiful, like elf. You don't have to be Legolas or whatever. You know, like it's totally like cool to embrace that, like, I'm a gremlin.
Yeah. The chaos. Yeah. I love it.
And so that's why I decided that if I had to come up with a nickname for myself, that Goblin Queen was going to be it. And so Queen of Worms, I just feel like has the same kind of energy of like, it's that like, not the first thing you think of when you think of like a queen, you know? It's like, it's associated with dirt and like decay or like death, you know, because you think of like worms or maggots eating away. But then there's a power in that. It's got like a Persephone vibe. It's got like I am the queen of worms. I'm the queen of death and decay and dirt, but also life, because worms aerate the soil and plants could not grow without worms, you know?
This is
so
true.
It's that death and life cycle. It's that like Persephone vibe. And, this is the most badass you've ever felt. This is the most you should feel badass all the time.
Feel it.
You
Claim it.
Break away from these aesthetics that the media has told you that you should like, and find your own aesthetic and feel power and confident in that. If you are the queen of worms, you are a powerful queen of worms.
Yeah.
And plants could not grow without you, and flesh would not decay without you. Like,
period. You're powerful. We stand.
That's all. You can tell I got reinvigorated from break. Like,
Yeah, literally.
Let's go.
Faith Genesis says my ex used to call me Moonbeam. Moonbeam. That's cute.
Oh.
That's cute.
I love that.
Queen of the Worms, just be a worm. I will say, before we do your reading, Queen of the Worms, every time I think of a worm now, I always think of the TikTok trend where the girlfriend will like tell the boyfriend like, oh, would you still love me if I was a worm? And the boyfriend has like the answer, and they're like, either they're like, yeah, no, like not at all, like what would I do with a worm? Or they're like, yeah, like my best friend, her boyfriend was like, of course I would love you, baby, like, and she's like, what would we do if I was a worm? Like, what would we do? And he was like, we could share an apple together. Like, how cute is that? Like, are you joking? And he's like, we would go to the park and we could share an apple. And I'm like, that's the cutest damn thing I've ever heard in my life. And I'm so fucking single. That's all.
Queen of Worms says, my favorite was, would you still love me if I was never born? On the one hand, like practically, like how can you love someone that was never born? On the other hand, I have loved so many people that have never been born. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever read a book or had a dream? Have you ever had a dream?
Yes.
Where you just like, there was a person, I've had so many dreams where I was holding the hand of someone that had no face. Like, not like literally no face, but like it was blurry in my dream and there wasn't specifics, and I felt such unending love.
Yeah.
Like, I have loved so many people who have never been born, and I feel like when you have that like grieving feeling or that depressed feeling or that lonely feeling that you have no like real reason for, because like there's nothing actively wrong in your life, you're just feeling sad or depressed for no reason.
Yeah.
Like that could be like you mourning for someone that you've never met, you know?
That's so true.
Like,
oh my God.
We're all connected, and like our minds have so much untapped potential, and like I have loved so many people that have never been born. So if anyone ever asked me that, I would say yes.
Wait, so, okay, last thing before we get into the reading. I'm hopelessly in love with Peter Millark from The Hunger Games. Mm-hmm. Would you consider him never to have been born? Even though there's a movie about him?
Yeah, because like he as a concept, has like someone wrote about this character, but like as far as we know, I mean, in this world, in this like that exact person was never born. There could be some people that are very, very close.
That's true.
But
it's not exactly.
It's not the exact person.
Yeah.
He didn't have the exact same experiences and the exact same whatever as like this character that has been written about.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
I would say that's true of like any like book character or movie character or anything.
Okay.
That they were never born, like literally.
Good to know. Okay. Cool. Great. We can talk about this later. Let's put a pin in it.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, wow, we're getting poetic.
Hi
and
everyone.
deep as
Welcome to
hell.
Nova's Tarot Corner, which has now gone from Nova's Tarot Corner to Nova's Grammar Corner, and now going to Nova's Existential Corner.
There was Nova's Money Corner somewhere in the middle of that.
Correct.
And, yeah, Existential Crisis Corner. This is why that this show is just chatting and not specifically just tarot. Because the tarot is just a gateway to all of this other shit that we talk about.
This is so accurate.
And reflect on, and you know.
Miles is here. Miles goes, Nova's Therapy Corner!
New name, Nova's Therapy Corner.
Oh my gosh, incredible. Okay, Queen of the Worms, this is your reading. This reading is for you. It is a love reading. First we have in the past position, 8 of Pentacles, then we have 6 of Wands, and then the King of Cups.
We're really close to 8 of Pentacles, aren't we?
Wow.
Wait, you just did 7 of Pentacles. We're on 8 of Pentacles. How convenient.
How convenient. Okay.
For those that are just joining us, we are going through the Pentacle suit today and talking through all of the meanings, and in between that, we're doing readings.
Yeah.
And we were just last talking about the 7 of Pentacles.
Yeah.
So in this reading, we will describe the 8 of Pentacles and how it specifically affects you as a love reading.
Yeah. So, the 8 of Pentacles, you can see on my card that there's a witch, and she has many different potions next to her, and she's kind of all putting it into one little like cauldron. And it says on my card, in my book, diligence and attention to detail help to hone our skills and lay the building blocks to a successful future. And it says if you could talk to the witch on this card, she would probably say something like, anything worth doing is worth doing well. period. It's not just about money. This card isn't just about money or success. It's about bringing your best self to the task. There's satisfaction to be gained from knowing you are doing the best job possible, whether or not you're getting rich doing it. And this card is about bringing your passion to your work, whether it's something professional, a craft, yada, yada, yada. Put your heart and soul into whatever you do and success will be sure to follow.
Yeah. In the words are hard. In the spirit of coming up with like quick little names to help us remember all the cards, this one is known as the apprenticeship card. So a lot of the times this one can refer to schooling that you've done, internships that you've done, training that you've done, or it can refer to hobbies. It can refer to like your Etsy shop that's a side hustle. This refers to like any talent or training or skills that you've worked hard on to get to a point where you can make money doing them. And maybe this means, especially because it's in the past position, it can mean that like you have not yet made your hobby into a career, or you have not yet like gotten to a point in your skill that you have made money doing it, but that you can. Or it can mean like, it can literally mean like college or like an internship, like taking time to sit down and train and study for a skill or a talent that you hope to one day make financial gain off of. And so especially because this is in the past, sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
It's referring to like, you know, you've had some kind of training or schooling, or you've really, really practiced and honed a skill that you are really passionate about in the hopes that you'll be successful at it one day.
I think because this is a love reading, no, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're talking about the Eight of Pentacles, and
we are learning about the Eight of Pentacles. Now let's get back to the reading.
Yeah, the reading. Okay. So the Eight of Pentacles, I think that this could be interpreted, obviously, in your past. Like maybe you've learned a lot in past relationships, and you've really put your best skills and best foot forward in your relationships in the past. And maybe you know how to tend to relationships because of this. Does that make sense, Ciara?
Yeah. Looking back over my book, it talks about like working late into the night and showing dedication. So like taking that and all that I just spewed about, forgetting what we were doing here, about work, like you can apply that also to relationships. So like maybe in the past when you've been single, you've really worked on yourself to like, you know, improve yourself and grow as a person to the point where you're ready for a relationship. Or it could mean that like in relationships, you really take the time and like reflect and like work on your relationship with that other person to make sure that you're growing and learning and changing as people, so that you aren't hindering each other, but in fact like bettering each other in that relationship, which is super healthy.
Yeah, literally.
And you know, I think like a lot of people walk around either in relationships or a single who like feel as if relationships will make them whole. And I think this card and like a lot of good advice really like tells you that like you don't need a relationship to make you whole. Like you can work on yourself and you can be a whole person and you can better yourself without the help of a significant other romantically. And that a lot of the time, if you are self-reflective and you know your faults and you know like the things that you need to work on, once you do walk into that relationship, you are better prepared and wiser, and then you and that other person can grow together maturely, instead of like letting, like if you're not ready to walk into a relationship, you can sometimes accidentally or subconsciously like, you know, bring that other person down, or your relationship can suffer because you weren't ready. And I think that this really speaks to like having the maturity and the wisdom to work on yourself and grow as a person, either on your own before getting into a relationship or together with your significant other.
There we go. Perfect. So yeah, that's the past position, the Eight of Pentacles. The present card is the Six of Wands. And I think we talked about this being the generosity card. Is that correct? It's basically like kind of recognizing where you come from.
Sorry?
The Six of Wands.
Six of Wands, okay.
Yeah. It's basically, it says like victory sweet, but no one achieves success completely on their own.
Yeah.
And I think...
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that this is really interesting in how it reflects to the Six of Pentacles that we were just talking about, because we talked about wands last episode, and both of them talk about others, weirdly enough. And where the Six of Pentacles talks about, like, being generous to those around you and, like, contemplating how others have helped you, the Six of Wands kind of, like, warns against ego. It's talking about, like, at least on my card, it's like a man up on a horse and everyone's below him, and it kind of warns of, like, don't let your ego get too much of you. You're only where you are because others have helped you. So I think it's really fascinating how the sixes in different suits are reflecting upon each other.
Yeah, no, for sure. That is really interesting. Like, I've noticed that a lot of they're all kind of the same.
Yeah,
but in, like, different categories.
The numbers are kind of similar steps along the same path, but just different paths.
Right, right. So the Six of Wands, it's in the present position. So I feel like this could either be you, Queen of the Worms, or it could be maybe like a significant other, or someone that you're really close to, maybe a significant other, a crush. If this is a love reading, we can talk about this forever. I love it. But it's basically like the Witch in the card is giving something to another person, and maybe if we're talking about, like, if we're going to connect the love reading from the past into the present, we can also say, like, you really honed in on your skill with, like, learning about yourself and relationships and love in your past, and now maybe you're with someone in your present who, maybe hasn't been in a relationship before, or is pretty new at the whole, like, monogamy thing or something, or rather. And you're basically giving your experience and your skill and your knowledge of being in a relationship and passing that on to them. And, it literally says maybe you should be patting yourself on the back for aiding in another's achievement. So, you could be helping someone in that way. Maybe it doesn't even have to be a significant other. It could be a friend. You're giving relationship advice to someone right now. And maybe your friend is going through a breakup, and you're kind of being like, hey, like, this is what's going on, and, like, I understand. Here's my point of view. Here's some advice, and, take it and run with it. It's a good card, like, this is a really good card to have in your present, because it just shows, like, you're a very selfless person and very just, like, giving and just all around amazing, So yeah, that's the Six of Wands.
Well, they are a queen, so.
So true. Queen of the Worms, you are a queen. This is true. And then your future card is the King of Cups, which is, the cups tend to be
about love.
About love,
yes.
and, like,
relationships
and connection and all of that.
And the kings tend to deal with real people. Unlike the pages and the knights, who could be a person or, like, an event, the kings and the queens are pretty much like, this is a person in your life. So,
yeah,
I don't know what your preference is. Once again, just because it is a king or a queen does not refer to, like, specifically a man. It could be the masculine yin-yang traits in a woman or a non-binary person. So just take these personality traits, and it could be, part of you, or it could be the personality traits of a significant other, whether that be someone you're already in a relationship with or someone potentially new in your future.
It could be, like, you're going to meet someone in your future. If you aren't already dating someone, it could be, like, a water sign, because the cups represent water.
Right.
So this could be, like, your significant other in your future could be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And basically the King of Cups is very generous. So there's a lot of generosity here in this reading. It seems that you're very generous in your relationships, and you are someone that is very giving, and you're just, like, an overall amazing significant other to have. And the King of Cups is supports the arts and encourages creative endeavors. He is like a little bit less emotional, but he like on my card it says like he's on his own little island, so he's like very secluded, and he's alone, but he's still surrounded by water, so it's like he still is emotional. It's just like, but once you get through to him, like you are, you know, like you have his heart, you know.
Yeah.
And it's maybe this could represent you. You're holding your heart very safe, maybe from like the past experiences that you've dealt with. And it literally says if you're holding your heart a little too safe, perhaps it is time to leave the island and come join the rest of the world. So maybe in your future you become a little bit closed off to love, but it's okay, you know, just take note of it. And when you're ready, come out, and it's okay to, you know, put yourself out there. And honestly, to hurt is as human as to breathe. And so whenever there is like heartbreak or something of that sort, it's okay to feel it, and don't feel bad for feeling the way that you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So.
think a lot of those similar things. I like that in the future this could represent you or your significant other. And my book had just like a couple extra personality traits. I like to interpret it as like these are the personality traits of your significant other, because I feel like it's fun to imagine like who that person might be.
Yeah.
Or this may be someone that you're already in a relationship with. But it talks about like that this person is in the helping professions, so like medical care, teaching, consultancy, government agencies, but it can also be like social work or like a veterinarian, like a mentor, like someone who's very much like their job is to help others and like have their heart on their sleeve. And that this person can be easily recognized due to his care for others. So like someone that is very much like put others first. I want to help others. I want to I want my job to be to help people, which I love. And whether this is you or like who your significant other might be, that's so great, because that kindness and that love is, you know, obviously like something that we all look for and hope for in a relationship. And it also says that because it's a water element, that they could be someone that's into the arts. So like fashion, design, hair, you know, artist, painting, film, anything like that. And like me, you know, being a little biased and like being in the arts myself. Also, whether that be you or the person that is or will be your significant other, I'm just like, heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Looking forward to that. But then everything else that you said as well, those were just some extra details that my book also mentioned, but yeah.
Incredible. Queen of the Worms, hopefully that resonated. If not, take what resonates and leave what doesn't.
Just leave it.
Thank you so much.
Take it or leave it.
All right, so let's do.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I hope that helped a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Cool.
So
all
we
right.
just did 8 of Pentacles.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the
I'll talk about the
9?
9, and you
I
can do your boy Devin's reading, love reading. I have no idea who this person is. That's kind of weird. Oh.
Yeah. So okay, that's what I thought. So Queen of Worms was the one on Soft Anarchist's Doki Doki stream the other night.
Oh my gosh! Wait.
I was the one that was like, oh, should you be concerned? No, there's nothing wrong with that game. You're in for a fun, cute dating
Wait,
sim.
that's
I
right.
lied.
Oh my gosh, I watched it. There was lots of rapping happening, and lots of like different voice acting going on.
It's a very cute, happy game, and if you haven't played Doki Doki, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't pick it up like any other dating sim game out there. There's nothing to be afraid of. Why are you afraid right now?
Oh my god.
What do you have to fear?
I'm so confused. I don't know anything about this game. What is it? What is it even about? Like, what is
It's about some girls in high school that want to date.
I love
That's all.
that. Honestly, what a vibe. I feel like there's more context than that.
What makes you think that?
Oh my god! Is it like a secret? Like, is this like a secret?
It's it's an experience that like people try not to spoil, but it's a very like well-known game, so many people have been spoiled to it before they played it themselves. And so I would not like to spoil it.
Okay.
But let's just say that there's a little bit of a twist to this very cute high school dating sim game.
Okay.
That may not be all as it appears.
I haven't seen any. Oh, there was blindfolding happening on that stream too. I think they were like reading the different, like, I don't know, like dialogue, and then Soft had like blindfolds on because someone used their like coins.
Oh, it was one of their like Twitch channel point things?
Yeah. And so then I think Soft had to like guess what the dialogue was, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it was really funny, and honestly, Queen.
It's really nice to see you.
Yeah,
Thanks
really
for
nice.
jumping into our stream.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. I'm glad I got to participate in your stream with Soft, and now you're participating in ours. It means a lot. Thanks for joining here.
We're meeting new friends.
Yeah, I love
Crazy.
that for us. Also, I think you're in the Discord, so we'll be seeing a lot more of each other in the Discord. Is your username in the Discord Queen of the Worms?
If not,
Just
all of
wondering.
our links to all of our social media, this is for everybody. All of our social media links are in our About. If you just scroll down, you can find our YouTube, our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, our Discord. And if you're curious, so Twitch, as an affiliate, our streams are saved for 14 days on Twitch, but we typically upload all of our streams to YouTube after the fact. So let's say that you got a reading like 4 weeks ago and you don't remember what was in it. We will be uploading Nova's Tarot Corner at some point to we're a little behind schedule because we do like 2 streams every other week.
Yeah.
So, but we'll be uploading those to YouTube so you can kind of like watch back
Yeah.
and check up on what was said, and maybe whatever we did a reading for has come to fruition now, and now you can look back and be like, oh, it totally makes sense. Which happens a lot with me with my readings, where like in the moment I'll be like, I don't know what that's referring to, and then I'll look back and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we keep tarot diaries.
Correct.
So you can look back.
Also, Queen of the Worm says, he
Good
talks so highly of y'all.
That's very sweet.
We love Soft anarchists in this house.
He's a liar. We're goblin queens and queens of worms. We don't need anyone to talk highly of us.
Oh my god, this is.
We know what we are, and we embrace it.
Literally, like when we were video chatting with him, we were just like, it was such a mess, and the fact that it was literally all of us, each on a different phone in this house, and
There's a lot going on in this house that no one else needs to know about. Anyway, who am I? I'm doing your boy Devin's love reading.
yeah, you are, and I'm gonna talk about the Nine of Pentacles.
Oh, I'm done shuffling.
Great. We could talk about the Nine of Pentacles.
I don't need to do this reading. Your relationship is great. You have no problem in your relationship. Your significant other is wonderful. I wonder why.
Oh my god.
Interesting. Oh, wow, okay. We
What
got
is
a
it?
lot of major arcana here.
Devin goes, I have questions. What kind of questions though?
Should I give context now or later? Let's do it after the fact.
Okay.
Let's do it after the fact. Okay. In your past, the Hanging Man. The Hanging Man is a major arcana, which we have not gone over yet on this stream, but it represents self-sacrifice. So the Hanging Man it's not hanging by the neck, as typically we would imagine, but hanging by the foot. And this is like going back to the very first famous tarot decks. It's always hanging by the foot upside down. And which means that his hands are free, kind of what we were talking about too with the blindfold, like your hands are free to rip off the blindfold. The Hanging Man's hands are free. All he has to do is kind of like a crunch to release himself from the chain around his foot, but he doesn't. And that's because this card talks about self-sacrifice and putting yourself in a place, you're putting yourself in this position for a reason, and it's usually a noble reason, but it can also mean kind of how we were talking about earlier with like the Nine of Swords, where like sometimes your negative energy puts you in, like perpetuates your own problems. So I like to think of it in the more noble instance, and I usually interpret the Hanging Man as like in the past, especially because this is a love reading, you've put yourself in the position where you at least feel like you've sacrificed or you've taken the hit to keep the relationship going. You've been the one to, you know, make the compromises. You've been the one to put your significant other first. And maybe this is good, but maybe this is wearing on you as well.
Oh, starting off strong.
In the past.
Okay.
In the past relationships.
Okay, true.
Now we're going to the present, which is the Hermit.
Oh,
Which
after this fucking reading, you're about to be fucking alone.
yeah. You're about to be single, my man. The Hermit signifies careful thought and contemplation. It talks about reflection and inner wisdom. So this card indicates that you have all of the answers that you need within yourself, but you just need to take time and introspect and reflect. You don't need outside influence to tell you what you already know. You already know it. You just need to be self-possessed and take a moment of mindfulness and clarity and thought, and all the answers that you need are within inside yourself.
Is this real, or are you?
No.
Okay, because I'm like, he literally is asking tarot cards for answers.
You don't need to ask the tarot. You already know that your girlfriend is wonderful.
I'm literally deceased.
And your future card is the Five of Pentacles.
No! No!
Which means you're gonna be broke.
No! I don't want to know that, because that means Twitch Slays D&D can't go on anymore. What?
So anyway, your boy Devin is my boyfriend, and we're gonna be broke, babe.
No!
He just says, I will see myself out now.
Oh my god.
Okay, in all seriousness, no, though, from what I know of your boy Devin, and from what I've seen, the Hanging Man in the past and probably also the future is definitely like who he has been and how he sees himself. He definitely sees himself as like a noble person who will sacrifice and put himself second to fulfill the needs of others if necessary. And in past relationships, maybe that did strain on him in past relationships, not his present one. And whatever questions that you're having now, like the Hermit, you just need to reflect on them, because the answer's in your heart, babe. You know the truth. I can't do this seriously.
I don't know what the context is. I don't know what Devin's question is for
I
this.
don't know what the question is either.
He literally goes, I have questions for what? What are these questions, Devin?
He has
I'm
questions
so
about
confused.
us, I suppose.
12-sided guy says broke, or just depending on a sugar parent. I feel unresolved. Devin!
You're gonna be emotionally poor in your future, so.
Oh my god.
The Five of Pentacles warns against hard times coming. So.
Shoot. Oh.
Did homeboy just get? You're gonna be single. If he keeps this up, he will be.
The Hermit, he's alone. The Five of Pentacles.
You're broke.
You're broke. You're single. You're fucked.
You currently feel broke and alone?
Oh my god.
Well, you know how we've been talking about if you focus on the negative energies, you're gonna manifest your own reality?
Manifest the good.
You're gonna be single and broke if you keep focusing on this, bro.
Broke, single, and fucked. That's the way to live, you know? You're welcome, Devin.
I really hope that you asked as a joke because we definitely took this as a joke. And I hope no one gets offended.
Anyway. Soft says, I don't think I want one of these then. Well, too bad, because the readings are closed.
The readings are closed. Yeah.
I mean, I would make an exception for you, Soft, so if you do want a reading, I will, we will.
We also made an exception for Devin. Usually we focus on the positives, but
This
you
is
know.
true. This is true. Okay.
All right.
Oh, ow.
Wait, we just did 9 of Pentacles.
No, we haven't talked about the Nine of Pentacles yet.
9 of Pentacles. Let's
Nine of
focus on that.
Pentacles. Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, you know what time it is. It's time to
1:30.
learn about tarot cards.
Oh. No,
And that's on what?
period.
Yes!
I did it this time.
Ciara, I love that for us. Oh my god. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles. My quote says, I create my own success and all is well in my world. There is a certain satisfaction to be had in knowing that you have earned everything you have through your own efforts. I think we pulled this one at one point for somebody, and it's basically like, you've done all you can. Oh, you've worked hard, and now that work is finally paying off. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, she's like, damn, I'm done. I'm out here. I did the work, and now I'm
Time to
chilling
reap
out.
the benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's chilling out. She's relaxing. She's reading. She's got her. Oh my God! Wait.
What?
Okay, hang on a second. The Seven of Pentacles, my card, has the fruit, right?
Yeah, that's
So-
the one that you pulled for Nova, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So she's got the fruit. Like, she's planting her fruit. She's like making sure, you know, she's taking care of it.
Is she harvesting it in this one?
No, her fruit tree is grown.
Okay.
It is developed.
Yeah.
She is like, I planted the fruit, and guess what? Now I get to eat it, sis, you know?
You reap what you sow quite literally in terms of like harvest.
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, this may reflect current success or be an indication that such success is soon to come. Either way, it refers to goals you've achieved through your own efforts and merit, and you made it happen or are working on making it happen. Period.
You boy Devin, I love you. I love you.
Devin,
I'm
literally
sorry.
get
I
out of
love
here.
you.
I'm sorry, the cards chose to roast you. We didn't openly choose the cards.
Please don't make me sleep on the couch tonight. I love you.
That's gonna be me.
Shit, I don't even have a couch to sleep on.
I sleep on couch. You sleep in my car. Just kidding.
We were just joking. I love you. Your love life is
He
fine.
says I am the one who chooses the couch.
Yeah, we have. Okay, so
Are we talking about your relationship? Welcome to Nova's Therapy Corner. Hi, I'm Gianna.
so this is actually something. The couch cares more for me. That's not true. Number one, it's my couch. So if the couch cares for you, I care for you through the couch. Because the couch is mine, therefore it is me. Do you need to go?
the
Look at the
time. Look at the time. Oh my God. I
Okay.
should probably go.
I'm so sorry. Twitchless D&D just timed out Devin, so he can't talk in chat for
What?
10 minutes. Oh, okay. So I have like a real relationship like thing, and this is something that Devin and I do that I actually think is really healthy. Is that there's this stereotype of like a man and a wife, and this goes back to like American sitcoms for years, where like if the woman is mad at the man, she kicks him out of bed and makes him sleep on the couch.
Right.
And this is like, it's not a good stereotype. Because number one, it's not fair. It's not balanced. Like, why does the man sleep on the couch? Why is it his responsibility to be kicked out of bed? Why is the bed the woman's to like have first? And this can go back to like chivalry and like gentlemanliness, but in the end it is unequal and there's a power dynamic there. And so like in my relationship with my significant other, it's, you know, if you don't want to be next to that person because you're upset or whatever reason, you choose to sleep on the couch instead, because it is your choice that like you know, need some time to yourself, but you don't kick the other person out of the bed. There's not that power dynamic. It is the like willingly and equal separation. And so it's become a thing of like, no one kicks anybody else off the couch. It is now a threat that like, I'm gonna sleep on the couch and you're gonna feel bad about it, you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of flips the power dynamic on the head, but it also has created scenarios where one person will go to sleep on the couch in like anger or frustration or needing time, and the other person will like come dragging a blanket and a pillow and be like, okay, that's fine, you can sleep on the couch, but I'm gonna sleep on the floor next to you because you are not sleeping out here alone. And I think, and this is literally tooting my own horn because I'm talking about my own relationship, but I just think that's way healthier than this whole like stupid suburban stereotype of like, he's gonna be in the doghouse, he's gonna sleep on the couch, because it just creates this like very negative and toxic power balance, you know.
I'm too single to talk about this, so moving on. Who's next in the reading?
Okay, anyway, the Sephora Moonflare wants
Sephora Moonflare.
wants a love reading.
Who is
It's your turn because
I think double Libra with a
Taurus rising?
Please let me know if I made a mistake in the chat. I feel like that's correct, but I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
I got a yes.
I remembered. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. Okay. Who's doing this
Oh my
reading? Me.
gosh.
I'm doing this reading.
Magikarp, thank you so much for sticking around at 4:45 a.m. It is
Magikarp,
1:45 where we are.
I'm so worried.
And we are all giddy and a little slap happy. And this is the content.
I can't believe Soft is here. It's literally, I think, 3:45 where he is.
2 hour difference? Okay.
That's crazy.
We're all in.
That's crazy.
At this point, I slept till noon today. This is like, I've only been awake for 13 hours. This is normal.
What kind of reading is this?
Love.
Love reading. Love
Yes.
reading. My favorite kind of reading to do. All right. Love reading for Fate's Genesis, right?
Sephora Moonflare.
Sephora Moonflare. I'm so sorry. It's 1:45 in the morning. All right. Sephora Moonflare. I'm getting the energy into the cards, you know. Here we go. And here we go. All right. Soft says, yeah, I was supposed to get on a good sleep schedule. Oops. I'm
that's
so
never
sorry
gonna
for you.
happen. At least not for me.
Whoa! I've never seen this card before. Okay.
Has Devin been untimed yet? It was for 600 seconds, so that's like 10 minutes.
Whoa!
So probably not.
Wait, this is crazy. So, lots of major arcana.
Nice.
Past card is Justice. Then we have Seven of Cups, and then the Hierophant.
Soft Anarchist is stealing Devin for one of his one-shots.
What the hell?
That means you have to come on to one of our one-shots. You know that, right? That's how this works.
Soft. I'm straight up, dead ass, not joking. Okay. So,
Cowboy Dandy has too much power, timing out Devin for as long as they feel like. The power.
it's so true. Okay, so Justice in a love reading. And like me.
We haven't gotten to the major
I
arcana
literally have
yet.
never seen the Justice card pulled before. I also haven't seen it
Strong
in my
card.
deck. This is crazy.
Very strong
Two
card.
cats. They're like fighting. That's tea. They're like kissing at each other. I don't like that.
Wait, are you doing the witch card or your cat?
Devin made another. Wait, did Devin make another account?
What? mattress. I got it for $50 on Craigslist, and it was the couch and a matching chair. It is down feathers. It's so comfy. If you take the back cushions off, it feels like a bed. I could fall asleep on that bitch. It's so nice. You are not taking that. That is
Devin,
mine.
you can't just say you're a god. And
Also, it is green, which is my favorite color, and you can't have it because I'm never gonna find a couch like that again for that cheap and that nice.
this is so much chaotic energy
Welcome to
that I
Nova's
need.
therapy corner.
Nova's Therapy Corner, hi, welcome. Let's talk about.
Hey, join our Discord.
Let's talk about Ciara and Devin's relationship trauma.
Join our Discord to get more of this relationship drama, because we're both in it. Watch our Wednesday night stream to actually see Devin, who is our DM, and he makes the greatest faces.
Meme-worthy.
Meme-worthy faces,
Yeah.
as MS Fan would know.
Yes. Devin just yelled, "God damn it, Miles!"
Which we can hear from the other room. Thank you so much, MS Fan, for giving Devin with a Vengeance a sub to his own channel.
Miles is the best.
This is the content you all signed up for. This is great. I love this. I love this so much for us.
I literally can't do this anymore.
I love that you are an enabler, Miles. Thank you so much.
Oh my god, that is so good. I just am so unwell.
So justice.
So justice.
This is for Sephora Moon Flare.
Wait. Devin, I'm sorry. Devin says, not a god, Gianna. We will see if Nova's Tarot Corner survives because we will see if Nova survives the next session. I'm gonna go beat his ass right now.
Oh my god.
I'm so mad.
So I guess I'm doing the readings from now on, folk. Welcome to Ciara's Tarot Corner.
Fuck you, Devin! I couldn't do that with the mic on. This is not a threat. This is an establishment of power. What is going on? Oh my
Devin
god.
has become a vengeful god. That's. Do you want to come out here?
Hey, Devin, get over here.
Do you want to say that to our face?
Catch these hands.
There are new people in the chat that have never
Shut
seen you
up.
before.
Devin has locked the door to the studio.
So I guess I'm not sleeping on the bed or the couch. I guess I'm sleeping in the studio.
You guys, I've made a joke so many times that I am the unofficial sixth roommate in this house and that my room is right here. Like in this corner. And here I am in this corner gonna be sleeping in here tonight because Devin fucking locked the door. Oh my god, this is too much. Okay.
Why does it lock from the inside? That seems like a clerical error. Wait.
So,
oh no, I don't
No,
know. The
because
key's
so-
on the inside too.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess we're just gonna be doing readings all night because there's nothing else for us to do. Because we can't go home.
Sephora Moon Flare, thank you for tuning in with us.
Thank you so much, Sephora Moon
I'm
Flare.
so sorry
This
for
is
this
your
chaos.
reading.
This is a lot. This is a lot. Okay. Justice is your pass card. What goes around comes around, and sooner or later the universe balances itself out, but maybe not in the way that you expected. Basically, this card goes to talk about karma, and the idea of karma is simple: you reap what you sow. And oh my gosh, my whole thing is 2 pages.
There's a lot to say about justice.
Yeah, there really is. If this card appears in your reading, it may be a reminder to be careful what you're putting out into the world. But since this is a pass card, you know, and this is about love, correct? Yes. Ciara, elaborate for me.
Oh, so my book talks about how justice is very much a card of balance, which, though it is focused more on the rational, logical kind, using an intellectual mind rather than emotional self. So I would say in a love reading, this is talking about finding a balance between your logical mind and your emotions. So obviously, in any relationship, whether it be romantic or otherwise, our emotions kind of we get caught up in them, and it's easy to be swept away by the passion, but also the negative emotions like jealousy or anger, or, you know, I'm not going to continue. So I think it's talking about like a good, healthy, balanced relationship can balance both the emotional and the mental, and you can find that, like, it's a narrow line to walk, but if you can find that balance, if you can be both logical and intellectual, but also emotional and passionate with your significant other, or, you know, if this is in your past, maybe like this is the kind of relationship that you are wishing and hoping for, you know, you're like wishing in the past, or maybe you had this kind of relationship in the past where you found that balance, and that's really healthy and really good, because in the end, you know, we can't be creatures only of emotion. We have a brain and a heart, and we have to find that middle ground between them.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah.
Well said. Thank you for helping me with that one. Justice is just not up my alley, you know? I mean, like,
because you're the Joker and Batman's coming for you. No justice.
That's not what I meant. Just the logical cards. I just, you know, I'm more of like the cups where it's like, oh my god, love, oh my gosh, emotion, oh my god. Like this one, for example, your past card.
Is this the seven?
Sephora Moonflame.
7 of Cups?
This is the 7 of Cups, yeah. Sometimes you just have to make a decision. It's better to make a decision than no choice at all. And it's basically the witch trying to figure out, like, do I take this career path? Do I, you know, choose this love interest? Do I do this? Do I do that? So maybe you have like a lot of decisions to make regarding love. Maybe you have many suitors. Ooh, ah.
Ooh. Ooh.
And maybe it's just like, okay, who do I go with? Or maybe it's like, what path do I take with this relationship? Maybe it's blossoming into something more than like, maybe it's a friendship that's going to be blossoming into possibly a relationship.
Or maybe it's one of the potential paths is, do I stay single? Am I ready for like a relationship, or do I need to continue to work on myself so that I'm ready?
Yeah. Basically, like, there's a multitude of choices to pick from right now, and it probably means two things. One, there isn't really a bad option. No matter which one you choose, things are going to turn out just fine. And two, it's time to make a decision.
Yeah.
Just pick just pick an option, whatever your intuition tells you, whatever your gut feeling says, go with that and run with it.
Yeah. This card is definitely warning that, like, it's easy to be caught up by temptation and like stray from the path. And so it looks like there's a lot of choices in front of you, but like, I think in your gut, you know which one you want.
Yeah.
And which one is like going to be best for you. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're, like right now in your love life, there is a lot of decisions to make, different directions you could go, but pick one and it will happen the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. You know? I love the phrase, everything turns out okay in the end, and if it's not okay, that's because it's not the end.
Oh my God.
So, like, whenever you're worried about making a decision because you're afraid that you're going to choose the wrong choice, like, maybe it is the wrong choice, but it's the wrong choice for the right reason, because it's going to teach you something and it's going to help you grow that, like, you wouldn't have learned otherwise. So, like, don't be afraid to make choices, because so there's this story, it was probably off of a Facebook post or something, of like a pottery teacher who split his class into 2 groups. And for one group, he said, I want you to make one pot all year long, and I want you to make the most perfect pot possible, but you can only work on one all year. And then the other group, he said, I want you to make as many pots as possible, like quick and dirty, just, you know, chew them out, like just get them out there. And at the end of the year, the students that had done as many pots as possible, their final pot was better than the students that had just worked on the one and tried to perfect the one all year long, because the ones that had just tried and made mistakes learned faster, and they learned from their mistakes, versus the ones that like sat and nitpicked and tried to perfect, but in the end they weren't learning as much. And so I think of that as like the choices that we make in life, like, don't be afraid to just go for all the choices, because even if it is like not perfect, it's going to teach you something faster than if you are too afraid to step forward because of the fear of not being perfect. it's never going to be perfect. Like, that's life. You're not
Yeah.
going to be perfect. So
Yeah.
just go for it, and you're going to learn faster that way.
Yeah, this is true.
And that's your present.
That's your present. Last card is your future, and it's the Hierophant. So that is basically the Hierophant. We picked this card last time.
Major Arcana,
Major Arcana.
which means it's a little vague because it represents like a concept
Yeah.
more so than a specific.
It says, basically, it talks about like your own inner wisdom and guiding you along this next step along the path, and also like manifestation. So with like your love life, you know, you could be manifesting someone in your future that's like so great and so wonderful. It's important to manifest anyway, even in your present, but there could be a lot more manifesting going on in your future with love, and it also can represent an actual teacher, or someone who will help you become your best self. So like maybe this is like someone that you meet, or I don't know, just like in your future, someone is going to help you be the better version of you, and that could be in a relationship. It could be you finding, you know, your own path and your own way in life, and you know, being your own person and growing in your own self.
The Hierophant, as a concept, a lot of the times in tarot refers to like large institutions, so like government, school, education, church. But because of that, it can literally mean marriage. So like with this card in your future representing like a major institution, it could literally mean the institution of marriage. Like there will be marriage in your future. Or it could also mean following traditional values and moral ethics and finding a deeper meaning in life to explore spiritual matters. So this could mean that in your future, with your relationship, you're going to follow a more traditional vein, be that towards marriage, or it could mean that like you need to get in connection with a more spiritual side of yourself, and that's going to help you lead to love. So maybe you know, you need to follow the path of like more traditional relationships and moral ethics, and like because following that path of like really discovering yourself spiritually and figuring out like what your ethics are and where you stand will then better help you to match with someone that also fits those values.
Right.
Because if you match with someone that like on the surface you seem like you vibe with, but like at a deep down core level, it turns out that like your moral ethical standards are very, very different. It won't work out. But since it's in the future and it means institutions, I'm thinking marriage.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Way to go, Sephora. Moonbeam.
Devin's
kidding.
couch disciple?
Oh my god!
He made a third account?
Thank you, Devin with a Vengeance, for gifting so many people their what? Oh, Devin is gifting his sub to Sephora Moonflare.
That's very nice.
Thank you, Devin with a Vengeance. That seems like totally a man with a vengeance.
And clearly Devin's couch disciple is not a third account, but obviously one of his disciples.
How does this man have 3 email accounts? I'm asking the same questions. This is crazy.
And then Magikarp said, Miles, if you gift a sub to that third account, I will drive to Washington and punch you in the face. That is a threat.
Couch disciple is not me. How many devices is Devin on? I don't even want to ask. I'm not even gonna entertain it. We have one more card to talk about. If you want me to talk about it, and then you can shuffle for Fate's Genesis.
Yes, I would love to. Remind us, Fate's Genesis, if you are still there, what kind of reading you would like?
I believe it's a love reading. Yeah.
At this point, the chat is watching a different show.
No, I know. It's,
Like, the chat is its own show, and then
Yep.
we are doing something completely separate. And it is very sad that the chat will not be saved, but this stream will.
Devin's Couch Disciple, thank you for subscribing at Tier 1.
Thank you
So
so
nice
much.
of you.
It is a love reading. All right.
Perfect. Yeah, that's another good question. How many devices, emails, names on a list? Damn it. Okay.
I hope you're having fun.
Yeah. Have fun, babe.
I think this is a this is a fair exchange for roasting him earlier. He deserves to find his own bliss.
This is true. Oh, wow, the Ten of Pentacles.
Fun is different than power. He has power. That's what's important to him.
Hype train.
Um,
What's a hype train?
um,
Wait, what? What's a hype train?
Who's
Who's not Devin? Who's not Devin?
So you can gift a subscription to someone that is not in your chat if you just type their literal username in. So it's possible. So like I think in another episode, someone, probably Miles, gifted a sub to Big Rock.
That's
which
right.
was not a person in our chat watching the stream,
Correct.
but just whoever has that user account, they now have a sub to our stream. So Miles
Miles says I waste so much money memeing.
and we love you for it.
Yeah, we do. What is a hype train though?
Sub, gift, or use bits to get to the next level. So I guess we're at 94. Oh, so I believe on Twitch, like if our users sub, gift a sub, or like spend bits right now. Oh, there we go.
We got it.
We get more emotes, I believe. So we can upload more of those cute chibi characters.
Oh
'Cause
my
we have
God.
more emotes than we have slots right now. And I believe that thank you so much, everyone. That helped us get past level 1. That's
Thank
amazing.
you so much, everybody. That is so
Oh,
nice.
and the hype train is still going, so now we're at 28% for level 2, which like already, this is great. So if you want to get on the hype train, thank you, Miles.
Oh my gosh, Miles!
Thank you.
What the hell?
So our local goblin Cowboy Dandy did all of our emotes. They're amazing. They're so cute. But they did more emotes than we have slots for. So all of this super helps us to be able to get those emotes out so that all of you guys can use them. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I was not expecting this at this time of night.
We're literally almost gonna get to level 3.
We're almost there.
Insane.
Most of it is one of Devin's 3 accounts. That's not true. Miles did give a lot as well. Miles is amazing.
Okay.
For the memes, it's important though.
This is so true. This is true.
So true.
Um,
You do not speak for me. I am no. The Devin's couch disciple speaks for you. They speak through you, according to what you said.
this is reminding me. Oh my God, we reached 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
guys.
12-sided guy, for pushing us over to level 3. That's
Thank
amazing.
you, guys. This is
great.
so nice.
This is amazing. Incorrect.
Wow.
Just a disciple. I'm sorry, Devin Couch Disciple. Only the Couch Disciple can speak for me. That's what I'm saying. They speak for you. I don't speak for you. They
You
speak
guys,
for you.
this is so nice. Thank you all so much.
$5 says it's Nate. I see you, Nate. No,
Is it
that's-
really? Is it really Nate?
It might be. Kevin's
Shut
couch
the
disciple
F
might be
up.
Nate, who is another one of our roommates, because this house is full of idiots, and we love them.
Now he's chatting with himself. Is he going insane yet? Wait, I'm so confused. Who is ever? This is insane. Okay.
Fate's Genesis is next for a love reading.
Yeah. Do we want to go over Ten of Pentacles? Or are you done shuffling?
I'm done shuffling.
Go ahead.
I'll just cut the deck.
Yeah,
and
just do it.
We'll get going.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. This is a lot.
This is great. This is amazing.
Not
this
the
is,
show we started off with.
This is very entertaining to me.
Oh
my
God.
gosh!
Soft high.
I think wrong way around. High soft.
I'm
is-
assuming high soft was not a username. I'm so sorry.
I'm guessing so. All right.
And that means someone needs to make the usernames high soft, and it's probably going to be me.
Oh wow, this is really good. This is really good. It might not look good, but I promise you, this is really good. So, okay, we have the 3 of Pentacles in your past, the Ace of Cups in your present, and the Devil in your future. So, 3 of Pentacles, we went over that in today's episode. This is talking about an endeavor and kind of reaching that first plateau and seeing the slowly starting to see the benefits to all your hard work and reaping those first kind of rewards and like getting recognition. So in a love reading, this can mean that like maybe you've put in a.
Oh my God!
I got a scream of I knew it.
It's Nate. Devin's couch disciple is Nate. Oh my God!
Thank you. Thank you, artist who's struggling for subscribing.
Thank you,
I'm
guys.
like choking because I'm laughing so hard that my throat's dry.
Jeez. The amount of high soft going on in the chat, that is a lot.
Gosh, I don't even think he's there anymore.
Soft.
Oh, hey! Thanks, Miles, for gifting me a sub. I appreciate it.
Miles, why are you literally our biggest fan? I just love that for us so much. Okay.
We appreciate you
so much.
So much.
25 subs for this channel?
Holy crap, thank you.
Wow.
Okay.
Crazy.
Amazing, amazing. Where did Soft go?
Soft went to sleepy vibes.
Yeah, it's
sure.
2 hours earlier there. Though
Yeah.
there are some people that are earlier than that have stuck around. So.
I know.
Amazing. Y'all are amazing.
Magikarp literally pulling through.
You are all amazing. Anyway, so in a love reading, Three of Pentacles, you've either put in the work to yourself in terms of like improving yourself. This is so distracting. Like you've put in the work to mature and improve yourself and self-reflect so that you were ready for a relationship. Or if you already were in a relationship, this could mean that like you really put in the work to make sure that the relationship was successful. And you saw some of the benefits of that. Your significant other or other people recognized your hard work and like let you know that they saw you and they saw all that you did. And this is a really good thing. In the present, we have the Ace of Cups. Now, as we just talked about, the cups are a relationship sign. They're all about emotions. And the Ace of Cups is that like first, the beginning. So especially in a love reading, the Ace of Cups talks about the beginning of a new relationship. I don't know your relationship status, but if you already are in one, maybe it's like the beginning of a new relationship just now. If you're not in one, it could mean that a new relationship is coming really soon, so heck yeah. Or if you've been in a relationship for a long time, this can talk about like refreshing that relationship. Maybe you've hit a kind of like a stagnant patch, or like maybe things have been rocky or rough. And this is like all about new passion, that like rebirth and refreshing of that love and that excitement and like kind of that newlywed phase all over again. So like in a love reading, like Ace of Cups, amazing. Either you're about to get into a new relationship or your relationship is gonna hit like a new like refreshing second win and you're gonna feel that passion all over again, which is great. And then the Devil. And now this is a major arcana card, and kind of like with Death or with the Fool, this is one of those cards that is like a lot of the time taken at face value and people are like, ooh, the devil, bad. But that's not actually like what it means. There's a lot of different interpretations for this card. But in a love reading specifically, the devil, and like without getting too graphic here, is all about like carnal pleasure and like love. Like it's gonna be good. Like it's just like the devil, like in tarot, it talks about like physical love and physical pleasure and like passion, that again, like that first like tumultuous, passionate, that like sweeps you off your feet, like heated, heavy, like love. And so especially if in the present, Ace of Cups is like the start of a new relationship, like the devil in your future means like it's gonna be good.
That's so exciting for you, Face Genesis.
It's really good. It's really
Honestly,
good.
I'm jealous. I'm so fucking jealous.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, I make sure protection.
Yeah. It's just it talks about like being satisfied, and that can be emotionally or physically, but like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's like a hell yeah.
Incredible.
Congratulations.
Literally, what is going on?
I'm not even keeping track.
How do you, on Twitch, how do you take off like the stars? Is there any way for me to like not censor the chat?
That has to be in like your own account
In, like, my
settings.
settings?
Yeah, so you'd have to like go into your profile. I'm guessing that last part of the conversation has just a lot of stars in it.
It really does. And I just want to make sure that I don't need anyone to like, I don't need my chat to be censored. So if anyone knows how to do
Scottish
it.
Butterfree is here. Hey, hey Butters. Nice to see you.
Hi, Butters.
I don't know how long you've been here, but like, hey. Thank you. Oh, and thank you everybody that is contributed and jumped on this hype train. That's amazing.
Does
Thank you
anyone
so
know
much.
how to take off? Does anyone know how to do it at Twitch settings? Twitch settings. I want to get. I want to do not censored. Does anyone know how to do this? Please help me. If not, that's fine. We're good. We're fine. You know, we'll just figure it out.
It's great. This is great.
Let me know. Okay, so. Oh my gosh, emotes are now being delivered. Thank
Look at
God.
that. Look at all those emotes.
Look
Hype
at us.
train is going choo-choo.
All right.
So wait, did we go over the Ten of Pentacles? I
We
lost track.
haven't. No, not
Okay.
yet.
Do you want to shuffle?
Yeah, I do want to shuffle for 12-sided guy who is doing a career reading, I believe. Oh,
Yes, and then I will talk about the Ten of Pentacles. So this is it. This is the end. This is the ultimate, the top, the full fruition of our journey from 1 to 10 for the Pentacles. And as such, this is like a really positive and like ideal card because it's talking about financial and family stability. So it can talk, because a lot of this has been about money and finances, but the Pentacles also have like an overarching theme of like family and home and inheritance and like the family home. So the Ten of Pentacles can talk about like how the home and the family are central to this card, and like can often talk about property sales even. Like it talks about like stability, not only financially, but also like in your property. Like, so if you've been struggling with like a place to live, this card could signify like you're gonna find a stable place to live soon, or like maybe you're gonna find out about an inheritance that you didn't know it was coming, or maybe like you're gonna go back to your family home, and maybe you know you're gonna be in that place of family and property stability. It also shows material possessions, so like financial stability, but also that these material possessions get passed on through generations. So it really refers a lot to like inheritances. So maybe an inheritance that you didn't know was coming is coming. It can represent large sums of money, an increase in finances, maybe like an investment that you invested in a while ago is now going to pay off. Maybe a job that you've been working really hard at is finally going to give you that pay bump. And it's just all about that final satisfaction. Like you are materially stable, your family is stable, your home is stable, your property is stable, your business and finances are stable, and it's just that like perfect coming to a close, happily ever after feeling in regards to family and home and finances. So yeah, just a really positive card.
oh my gosh, this is kind of insane. Okay. Yeah, no, the Ten of Pentacles is a great card. Literally the happily ever after card. And I love that.
Yes.
Okay, so I forgot what any of my signs mean. We'll talk about it. We'll talk. Okay, so this is for career. This is for 12-sided guy. 12-sided guy.
Yes.
So the past we have the Hanged Man, then Strength, and then the Four of Pentacles.
That's so funny that the Hanging Man came up twice so quickly.
I know.
Especially because we're using two separate decks.
I know.
So you can't say that it was like, we just didn't shuffle.
Yeah,
You know? Two
that's
completely
literally
separate
insane.
decks. Meant to happen.
Yeah, so the Hanged Man is literally like, if we're talking about career, just like kind of being stuck and not really knowing where to go. Just kind of, I guess, like figuring out what to do. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it can also talk about in a career like sacrificing yourself for the good of others. So maybe there was like a project that had to be done over the weekend, and you decided that you would like take the fall for that one and like work all through the weekend to get the work done. Or maybe you've taken on way more work than maybe was your position because no one else was doing it and it needed to get done. And it's all about, again, self-sacrifice, but like knowingly self-sacrificing, like doing this on purpose for the good of others. And at any time he could reach up and untie himself, but he's deciding to remain there because, for whatever reason, he thinks it's for the best.
Yeah. But that's in the past position. So it could be like that was your past. And I mean, going into your present, the strength card, maybe now like you have the strength to, I guess, not let people walk all over you and, use you for, sometimes we just get a little underpaid for what we're...
That's very true. I love the phrase, act your wage,
Yes.
Like if you're getting paid minimum wage, you work minimum wage.
Yeah.
Don't do the job of a manager for minimum wage.
Right.
But I do want to say that there is a nobility in the hangman, and that like it could mean being kind of walked over or taken advantage of, but a lot of the times it is done consciously.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
They know it's happening, but they're willing to sacrifice that because it will be for the betterment of the company.
Yeah.
But obviously now in the present with strength, strength really refers to like using non-violent means to get what you want. So strength is all about coming to like what you want, not with aggression, not with assertiveness, not with like pushing your way through. It's all about diplomacy and talking and intellect and like that inner strength to get what you want. And so yours and my card both have the same image of like a witch with a lion. And the lion represents all of those like violent ways to get what you want, all of that aggression, warfare, assertiveness, especially in a workplace, that would be like, pushing your way into a conversation, interrupting people, like really asserting what you want over everybody else. And then the witch has tamed that lion, and it's all about that level-headed coolness, that strength, that diplomacy, being able to talk your way out of a situation, being able to use kindness and intellect and integrity instead of aggression, and especially in a workplace. Like, especially if in the past, if you had felt like you had been walked all over, or if you were doing more work than you should have, that lion inside you might be telling you to fight back and to like tell them to fuck off and that you're not going to do the work anymore. But like at the end of the day, though, that could be satisfying in the moment. In long term, it's going to hurt you, because like now you're fired, or now they can't see you as a like reliable or responsible person to depend on because clearly that work is too much, whatever their excuse is. And it's all about finding cool-headed and diplomatic ways to get what you want instead. And I think that's great. Yeah. Especially in your present, because that's going to help you to grow much faster in your company. Yeah. If you can keep, it's like charisma, like if you can be charismatic about it, people will hand what you want to you instead of having to fight for it.
Yeah. It's about like playing your cards right.
Yeah.
With this card. Mwahaha. Not no pun intended. Your future card is the Four of Pentacles, which we just talked about at the beginning of the stream. Four of Pentacles is a card that is basically the witch is protecting a chest of gold. So maybe in your future, there's gonna be maybe like some not financial problems, because this isn't a financial reading, but like you'll be protective over your money. Maybe with your career, like the career path that you choose, maybe your money will be tight, but I don't know, like it's also, like we said earlier, it's not about actually how much money you have. Like, is it a perception, or is it like actual
the fear
struggle
of losing it?
Yeah. So it's kind of like, just if this happens in your future, like just remind yourself, like, is this this is actually like I'm actually struggling, or is it like a perception?
Yeah, don't do something rash out of the fear of losing something. Make sure to just, again, with strength being in your present, make sure to stay calm and cool and diplomatic and kind, and don't let the fear of losing money or your job or whatever like force you to act in a way that you wouldn't find, you know, becoming of you. Like, you want to be able to look back at the way that you act with pride and dignity. And so like there's a lot of times when we clutch onto something too tight for the fear of losing it, and because we clutch so tight we lose it instead. We you know, fulfill our own prophecy. So
Yeah.
it seems like, especially with strength in your present, that you have all the tools you need to succeed, and it's just keep that in mind and you'll do great.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
That was your reading. Thank you so much, 12-sided guy. And thank you for joining the Discord. Much
Thank you.
appreciated. We're so excited
exciting.
to have you.
There's so many good memes in there.
Yeah, so many good memes.
Thank you, Alex and Miles, for your great memes.
Yes.
They're our meme
Thank
lords.
you so much. Okay, last but certainly not least, artist who's struggling. Are you still here?
That's a mood though.
And yeah, just let us know.
Hey, glad
Okay,
to see you're still
perfect.
here.
Thank you for thank you for staying.
Thank you
and
for
they
your
want a
patience.
general reading.
General reading. All right.
Perfect.
I'm gonna shuffle quickly if you wanna.
All right. What's going on with? Oh, okay.
So.
Oh my gosh!
So apparently, our mod had timed out all 3 accounts. So the vengeful god is back, and with a vengeance, clearly. Oh, this one sticks out, so that's going down.
That's insane.
Please stop, I'm out of devices.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Butters says, oh, talking about signs that came up in the Discord a couple days back, and now I know mine. I don't know what they mean, but I know what they are. So, Butters, tell me what they are, and I can kind of give you a little bit of a rundown. And we can talk over the Discord. Obviously, we don't have time between shuffling. I'm gonna commit sewer slide tonight.
You know, bans Twitch words.
Of course, of course. Wow.
That sounds gross, a sewer slide.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's like a slip and slide, but for
Yeah,
sewers.
please don't do that. Please don't.
Truly.
Please don't slide down the sewer slide tonight.
No, please.
We appreciate you.
OMG.
All right, last shuffle, and then I'm gonna cut. I'm lit. I'm 2 times Aquarius. We pocket.
Oh, okay. 2 times Aquarius. Wait. So are you Aquarius sun? Wait. Aquarius sun, Aquarius moon, and what's your rising?
Interesting. Okay. We got a lot of really strong cards here.
Really?
Yay! We got a 10, a 1, and a major arcana. So like, this is chocked full of energy. The other is Virgo, to answer your question. All right.
Oh, okay.
Make sure that you can see all these, because these are some really freaking beautiful cards, and this is great. And this was just a general reading, so that's really cool. So in your past, you have the 10 of Cups. We talked about this our first episode, but again, the 10 being the like homeostasis, the end goal, the ideal, and the cups being emotion and romance and like emotional bonds. So you can see kind of in this card, it's literally showing like a home with a rainbow over the top. And this usually talks about like a happy family life, especially because it's in your past. This could be talking about your like family growing up, or it could mean like your relationships status in the past. Like you could have had this really beautiful, really healthy relationship. But either way, in your past, either you had a really, really good home life and a really, really healthy emotional bonds with like the people that you considered your family, or in a romantic relationship, or in your past that's something that you really craved and strove for and like looked forward to and really wished for, which is great because obviously like we all want a very healthy relationship and a really like that white picket fence and that rainbow over our home. And so if you had this in the past, that's amazing. If you wished for it, like, of course, we all wish for that, and that's wonderful, and that's a great thing to strive for. And then in your present, you have the Fool. And if you heard earlier me talking about this card, I love this card so much because its value is literally 0 in the Major Arcana, because you can't put a value on it because it's priceless, because it's unlimited potential. It is infinity. The Fool holds all of the signs of the horoscope in his hands because he is everything and nothing. He is childlike glee. He is wonder. He is the untapped potential of like a child. He reminds us that it's okay to leap before we look sometimes, because the adventure is out there, and if we, think too much, we might miss out on opportunities. And so it seems like in your present that you still have that part of you that you can tap into. You still have that like imagination and that thrill for adventure, and that like that love and that wonder and that like thirst for life. And God, that's great, because there's so many people that lose that when they grow up. They become jaded or cynical or sad, and it's just something that like a lot of people wish they still had, that childlike innocence. And so it's always good to constantly like look back onto your inner self and remember that childlike glee and love and potential, because it's all inside you. It's still there.
Yeah.
And then in the future, we have the Ace of Swords, which is what we're going to start with next episode. But the Ace, once again, the ones being like the beginning of things, the like the first starting off, the like, there's a word I'm looking for that I just cannot find. The like,
This one says it's a reminder to be open to things and
a new plan of action when you thought you were stuck, a new way of looking at an old situation.
that's very good. That's really good. Mine also mentions that when the Ace of Swords appears, it signifies victory and triumph over difficulties. But in order to do so, you have to have great reserves of inner strength and clarity of thought, and your success is well deserved. And so, like, all of these put together, what it's telling me is, like, in your past, maybe you didn't have that perfect home life, but that's what you wished for and you strived for and you craved. And instead of letting that define you, like, instead of letting that jade you and make you cynical, in your present you remained innocent and pure and happy and loving and joyful, and you didn't let the past like kill that beautiful inner soul of yours. And in the future, you now have those hidden wells and hidden reserves of strength to overcome any difficulties that come your way, and it's going to lead to victory and triumph, because you have that strength through your ability to look hardship in the face and laugh. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the great power of the Fool. And the Fool has, getting a little nerdy again, like just to close out the night, the Fool in like ancient cultures and society was one of the most powerful people in the court, because the Fool was the only one that could make fun of the king. Everybody else had to swear fealty to the king, they had to be respectful, they had to be, bow the head, and the Fool was the only one in the court who was allowed to look at the king in the face and laugh at him. And it was so much so that I think in Viking culture or another like Scandinavian culture, comedians were not allowed to marry because they were too powerful. They were not allowed to marry and have kids, because it was thought that like words have weight and words carry magic, and because comedians and fools were like literally the weavers of words, and their words could change perception. Like if someone is seen as refined and strong and powerful, and a fool makes one comment that's funny, and that rumor weaves its way through court, suddenly the perception of that king can be destroyed. And so the fool's words were seen to literally weave magic, and they were so powerful that they were not allowed to have children, because it's like, we can't let that much power procreate.
That's insane.
And so I just love that for you. That's a great way to end the night, artist who's struggling, because it just shows that like, if you can look any difficulty in the face and laugh at it, it has no power over you. And what the Ace of Swords is saying is victory and triumph. With a laugh and a smile, you can overcome anything, and you will come out the other side unscarred.
And that's on what?
Period.
Yeah! Oh my gosh, what a night. The chaos, the grammar, the interrobang, so many things have happened tonight.
The vengeful god and the couch disciple.
Yeah. Hi, Soft.
Hi, Soft. Hi, Butters.
Hi, Butters.
Worms, Queen of Worms, Queen of Death in Life.
Yes. So, oh my gosh. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you to Soft Anarchist for rating us.
Yeah, right away at the beginning, thank you so much.
Means a lot.
Thank you for everyone.
If you came from Soft Anarchist's stream, thank you for staying. Really appreciate it. And This should be up on YouTube eventually. We have many things to edit and take care of first. We have a main stream that we play. We play D&D. Hi, welcome. We play D&D Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. PST. This whole
show came from that.
Came from Nova, who was my D&D character in that campaign. So please join us. It's a lot of fun. You get to play Bot, who is an interactive character on the show.
Yeah. If you're familiar with the Twitch Plays kind of format of like the chat playing a video game, we are Twitch Slays D&D because literally there's 4 characters that are playable characters, and then the 5th character, who's a Warforged named Bot, is literally decided by the audience. You decide what he does in combat, you decide what his emotions are during roleplay scenarios. You can like use your Twitch points to make decisions for him, like that are very specific decisions. So if you are a fan of D&D, or if you like the concept of like a D&D almost video game in real time, come watch us on Wednesday nights. If you like tarot, come watch us because Nova does tarot during the D&D game, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you haven't already, join our Discord because that is a great place to see all the memes. It's a great place to get like announcements of when Tarot Corner is coming back, because we do this every other Sunday. So join the Discord for a reminder of that and to see all of the the fun community that we have.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone that stayed up super late at night.
Yeah, thank you.
All around the world in different time zones. That's amazing.
That's insane. YouTube, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. All Twitch Slays D&D. Go give a follow.
Yeah, you can search any of them, but there's also links below in our About section, so feel free to just click on those.
Yeah.
Follow us here on Twitch to get announcements when we're coming back.
So true. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
That's
all, I think.
2:30 in the morning.
Wow. All right.
And yeah, the Devonverse. The Devonverse with all the Devons. You gotta watch on Wednesday nights to see him DM. And if you thought the chat was chaotic, just wait till you see him live.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Chaotic. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and we hope to see you the next time we do Nova's Tarot Corner. If not, stop by and play D&D with us. That's all.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.